Hello, everyone, and welcome to Elite Encounters. Tonight, we are going to relive the stories of 6 souls who come to the table this evening. Their stories take place in a world of Iota Dree. This world is filled with a rich history that you will discover and cherish with many twisting plots, paths, stories, and characters. You will laugh and cry as we explore their memories. We want you to connect to the show that will air every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/Elite Encounters. However, with Halloween coming, we will be streaming Monday, October 30th at 6 p.m. Eastern for a special Halloween edition.
Ooh.
Our video on demand will be available immediately after the recording on Twitch for our subscribers. And on Fridays on YouTube under Elite Encounters. And lastly, if you would like to support what we do here, check us out on Patreon under Elite Encounters and check out the extra benefits we offer there. Click all the buttons and let all the places know that you love us. Welcome back. I'm going to focus you guys right back into it. Several. There was a pounding coming from the bottom of this building.
So does it sound like it's pounding on a stone door, or is it a wood door, or does it just, does it sound like it's trying to crawl from the ground?
There's definitely a door right underneath the collapsed stairway, and that is what you were hearing.
Okay. I'm going to make my way to wherever the sound is coming from. I know I was around those animated statues, but I'm going to move over to where the sound sounds the largest to me, or the loudest.
All right. Making your way over here.
Oh.
There's a doorway right here, and the pounding is coming from behind it.
Okay. Is it dark in that? Was it dark in that room?
There's literally a door. We don't have a door.
Okay. So there's actually a door there.
Sorry, I said doorway.
Sorry. Was it a wood door?
Yes. Iron band across it. Wood's kind of splintered and shattered a bit from whatever's behind it.
Like all good things you keep trapped, is it locked from the outside?
No, it is not locked from the outside.
Handle, jiggle,
The handle turns. Doesn't seem to be locked at all.
Super duper.
Let 13 jiggle the handle. He likes handles.
I will ready an action to shut the door should something approach the door that I don't want to see.
Okay.
And I will open the door.
All right. The door swings out, and you see this monstrous-looking face right in front of you.
Super. I release my action and shut the door.
Nope.
And I'll say, elf needs assistance. Right over here.
All right. Barnabas.
I hear several shouting for help, so I ran to get as close as I can, kind of behind him.
Okay. What's your movement?
25.
All right, you can get behind him, right behind him. That's
Okay. Was that 1 or 2?
That would have been two strides to get there.
Poopy. Okay. What did you see?
A monster of some kind. I've never seen this thing before in my life. I don't know what it is. It's ugly. I just didn't want whatever it is to hit me in the face, so I shut the door.
Understandable. I'll.
Can I quick describe what I saw?
That will take an action, it's like pointing out.
Well, then I don't have any of those left. It's ugly. Sunshine will want to give it a hug, I'm sure.
Great. Okay.
Tell me I'm wrong.
I think with my final action, I will just get out my crossbow and get ready with that.
All right.
You won't hug it if it's trying to eat your face. Okay?
13.
Yep.
You had
Allegedly.
gone Fitzpaw back there.
I'm over by the building. Nobody quite knows where I'm at, but I'm making sure that everything's in place, that nothing's shown shouldn't be shown.
Okay.
I hate your heart.
Yeah, I got dropped previously, so I assume I would just take an action. I don't imagine anything severe would be out of place. So after that, I'll come back out.
Okay, where do you want to go?
Maybe a couple squares between both of the two groups, somewhere in the center between everybody.
Okay. Well, we have Turby here. You have Lenny and Sunshine here, and you have...
It would have been around where the base of the stairs were,
Okay.
because if I recall correctly, that's where I had dropped my short bow.
Okay.
I'll-
Yeah, you did.
I'll move there and I'll pick up my short bow.
All right. So we'll put you right here, picking up your short bow. Perfect. All right. And let's see here.
I just remember I really wanted to give that monster a hug.
That
I mean, you still
thing
can.
you hear once more as it hits the door. Your hand's still on the handle. You feel the shake as it slams into it, and you see wood. You saw wood splinter out toward you. You see a claw stick through, and it scrapes, making that horrible sound across the metal band.
The door hanger says, "Do not disturb." Do not disturb.
We're sleeping out here.
The second time it slams into it, you actually see the metal bend out.
Door be gone.
Doesn't speak elf, I
Barnabas,
see.
you kind of looking around several there, you can see the face of this thing. I don't know if you'd know what it is right off, but you'll get a chance to make an Arcana or Nature your next turn if you'd like.
I'll start pondering that for sure.
Made us a squeaky door here.
All right.
Oh, I don't like this.
Oh,
Then
it's
with the
making
doors.
a shattered door as its third.
It wasn't the monster
This is-
squeak at
this
the door.
is- This is right property damage.
Its third action, the door finally gives and just
Door no more.
busts.
Well, that's most unfortunate.
All right. That would be
You
Sunshine.
should fix that. You're good with doors.
It's an action to figure out what just is over there.
Yes, it would be an action for you
Recall
to do
knowledge.
a recall knowledge.
Okay.
Arcana or Nature? Or an unspecified one?
It's not giving off love me vibes.
I just
Okay.
want to hug your face.
Definitely looks angry. Has red eyes, kind of glowing.
I got a 20.
20.
Hey.
That is a beast, an earth beast called a gargoyle. You know, you see the statues around, but some of them actually are alive. They really don't, they're kind of resistant to weaponry unless it's adamantine, which is kind of hard to find. That's one action for you.
Second action. Healing.
All right.
He's right there.
That's really
And he. No, that would do more damage, and then that would be kind of counterproductive.
by slapping you.
Productive. Take back 16.
16? Yes. Feeling refreshed.
Did you look
Oh,
like crap?
Oh, good save. I'm not sure what we're forgetting.
Just gonna go
Bart
ahead and use
hasn't
that,
done anything yet, but
That cup, as suggested before.
Whoops. All right. That takes up all of your turn, doesn't it?
Yes.
All right. Then we are on to Lenny.
Yes.
You're nice, somewhat healed.
Yes, I am somewhat healed.
So what would you like to
More
do?
healed than I was before. What would I like to do? Currently, I will apologize to Sophia, my beautiful baby girl. I'm sorry you had to do that, but you did a good job. Thank you. I will waste an action, tune her back up, make her all nice and pretty again, and I will go meet the rest of my compatriots at the fuck you door. Well, I guess it's
no door.
the fucked off door.
All right.
lack of door.
Well, you're having to make your way around the rubble because it's considered difficult terrain. And
Door
it
light.
takes you a little bit of time, so you're not going to quite get your full movement, but you can get over there almost to Turby.
That works. Being close to Turby seems like a good idea, actually.
Okay.
It was.
He'll hug the things I refuse to touch, so, you know.
They'll hug you with it. Okay.
I remember. If Sunshine's
There are
not hugging
things-
them, I should hug them.
You should hug them. You do a very good job at it.
There are things that you refuse to
All
touch.
right. Turby.
I mean,
I ran
have
up
you seen
and
it?
tried to hug the monster.
You're,
Like
all right.
straight up, just spearing,
oh god.
grappled.
Just spearing right through the door.
Right.
All right.
What door? There's no
When
door.
The doorway, it
Yeah.
was, as it was.
All right. Roll it.
Oh, and he's off.
All right. There he goes again.
Why do we never see that
17
coming?
plus 12. 17 plus 12 is what, 29?
Oh, he's a quick little guy.
Yeah.
This man knows how to get things done.
So that,
He's been hanging out with you two damn much.
All right.
The
You
direct
grabbed a
approach.
hold of this thing.
right. I want to, I remember I was, like I said, I was running to grab the spear, so I wanted to trip him down as well. So, that's,
It's going to be an athletics. To trip.
Which means it's not good if it's
No.
close to a turn.
right, it's not great, but it is still 20. Or, yeah, 18 actually.
18 total. Well, you know when you used to, if you remember back when you used to be kind of practicing doing that, you'd
Right.
go and you'd hit stone pillars
Right.
and things like that.
Yes. Is this thing not
It
stone?
feels like
It's
that.
like hitting a stone pillar when you were younger that didn't move.
But it does it
You
have?
definitely speared it, but it did not budge.
Did it feel stone at all? 'Cause-
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Definitely feels stony.
Right. So then I got a 20.
It still didn't budge. Nice
I couldn't
try, though.
remember. I was like, I really feel like I.
Good,
Nice
good
try.
try. Good try.
You guys- Yeah. So I remember. Yep. I
So-
rolled and I'm on the back side of grappling this gargoyle.
You're monster hugging
Or
it.
monster hugging.
You are monster hugging. All right. Several.
So to be clear, this thing is grappled.
It is grabbed by Turby.
Copy.
He's kind of wrapped around his
I'm
legs like
going
a child,
to
just
use.
kind of slow him down
I'm
a little bit.
going to use snagging strike on this stone beast. That is A 16. Probably will not hit him.
16. No, it will not.
Second one. Good Lord Almighty. That is a 15. That will not hit him.
That
And
would
I
be
will.
less than the first one.
I will.
Change dice.
With my third action, I will aid Turby to attempt to trip the gargoyle.
Okay.
And I got my number to aid him. So he gets +1 from me.
All right.
Sweet.
I'm going to take one moment to remind Lenny. If you remember, you had your animated assault up. Would you like me to move you back and not have moved so that you can sustain that?
No, I got 120 feet. I'm good.
It will go away if you didn't sustain it.
Oh,
You have
well,
to have an action.
It costs you
to
an action.
keep it.
Fine. I did not move. I stay with my floating statue.
Or you could just not
Bring
tune
it.
Sophia back yet.
I remember you,
Oh, well.
you wanted to tune
That
Sophia.
I'm fairly certain I understand Lenny enough that Sophia would get tuned before he would.
I was just providing him options. That's all.
That was my fault for not reminding you about that part of the memory. So, all right.
I remember thinking, like, why would you do that right now? Tune to Sophia.
Have you seen her? She's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Barnabas.
flute.
I don't remember anything about what was going
What?
on behind me, just what was happening in front of me with a dwarf spearing through this doorway at this monstrosity. And I kind of shake my head and I will do a step so I have a little bit clearer shot. So I'm kind of towards the tree here.
Toward the tree.
That's kind of southwesty, I guess.
This one?
One more up.
One more. This
Yeah.
way?
That way I'm like kind of a little bit in
Right
front of the door.
Okay.
So I'll step, and then I'll do a hunt prey on that creature to get a free knowledge.
All right.
And you said Arcana or Nature?
Is Arcana or Nature?
Okay, I'll take you up on Arcana.
That was.
And roll a natural 20 for a 30.
Yeah.
There we go.
I've seen these before.
You've
Oh,
absolutely
that's what
seen
it
these
was.
before. They can
Silver's big head was
actually
in the way. He needed
appear
a
to
better
be
shot.
statue.
hmm
So they can pretty much almost hide in plain sight if you didn't know they were moving. They also, you already knew, as I had told Sunshine, that except for adamantine, they are quite resistant to damage, physical damage. And you might want to keep it inside. They can definitely fly and use those stone wings.
They can fly. Hold it. So with a 30, is that a critical success?
Yes.
Okay, so with a critical success, everybody now has +1 to hit this thing.
Yes.
And if it has a weakness, no, just no weaknesses. Great. So,
I remember.
but I know my crossbow is probably
I'm-
useless.
You
Well-
are.
What damage does your crossbow do?
Terrible.
Terrible. Not much.
Is that
It's 1d terrible plus 0.
That was great.
Yeah.
1d terrible plus 0 probably will not do
Half.
anything.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna free action, just drop it,
Okay.
1d?
Don't need this.
Oh my.
and then I'll, as a quick action, I would grab one of my most favorite bombs, I guess.
Yes.
Uh,
I hear it shocking.
I heard.
Turby is in its
I will
square
keep bottle
since he
lightning.
is grappling.
oh, he's in his square.
Yes, he's holding on to him.
I mean, but
Okay, but
it's Turby.
because of
Turby
my
knew what he was getting
subclass,
himself into.
direct
let's be
damage
honest.
only to the target with splash. So I choose to only splash my target. Right? What do you think about that?
I think
Give me the splash. You want the,
That
you
is
want the
true.
splash? No.
no, you're good. You're good. I'll give
Okay.
you that.
So yeah, the sparking bottle comes sailing out of my hand.
A miss will hit. We'll give it a little bit.
We'll get the splash to both of them. Okay, that's fair.
He's waiting for it.
All right, but it's my first attack.
Do you
so
also
Wants
get
to
the
feel
+1 to
the
hit?
lightning.
Or is it just us?
That's a good question. I think it says for me and allies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
There you go.
Let's
And
go.
this, I also get an item bonus from this level of this bomb, so that would be +2. plus 11.
Double.
23.
23 will hit.
All right.
boy.
All right, so looking at my card here, that is going to be electrical damage of 8. 12 electrical damage directly to the target.
All right.
And
It's
he's
flat-footed.
flat-footed until the start of my next turn.
That's awesome.
All right. You are positive that that did not do as much damage as you wanted it to, but
I thought as much, but yeah, at least he's flat-footed.
No, yes, please.
well,
I'll let the real damage dealers.
13.
How clustered is that doorway?
Turby's kind of in and out of it.
Several's not in there, like in the doorway as well?
No, he's in the adjacent square.
Okay.
So,
I'll jump over Several and land on the other side of Turby.
so you're going to try to lithely squeeze through the door and
Well,
end up on the other side.
There's little
inside
bits
the
of
room?
staircase up there yet. I might be able to grab some
Yeah,
of the wood.
grabbing something, swinging in. Perfect. Give me a acrobatics.
Natural 20, let's go.
Hey, let's
Oh, that
go.
looks
Beautiful
cool.
gymnast.
Like a boss.
Yes.
He just swings up, grabs a hold of the rafters that's left there. You feel it creak, but
And
you're
the
like,
dismount?
nah, I got this. And you just kind of slide right through the top of that
And
doorway.
here I thought you were gonna
Over
be
top of this stone giant of a gargoyle and through its wings to land right behind it.
And he sticks the landing.
The judge from
Definitely,
Estonia
and
gives
his
him a
hair
10.
was perfect.
And here I thought you were going to be disturbed by the turbulence.
Oh!
Not today.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, no.
27 to hit.
27 will hit. Ooh.
For 8. Let's raise that up. There we go. And, yep. 8 damage.
Okay.
And second attack. There's 5, 6.
Once more, as I told
25.
Marcus, you realize it did not do the amount of damage that you wanted it to. It is
Right.
definitely not what you know you can do. Go ahead. That will hit.
Oh.
7 damage. And I'll go with a combat assessment on that one as well. For a 10.
Okay. And what does your combat assessment do?
Recall knowledge.
Okay. You got a 10?
Yep.
Oh, man. It's stoned.
Do I know the name of it? Had anybody say the name of it?
The only thing that I remember saying was,
Was
like,
that
keep
it
it
could
inside,
fly?
it'll fly.
Okay.
So. All right. That will end your actions then, right?
Yes.
It does. Very well. That's moving on to the gargoyle. All right. I think we want to play around with Turby here.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Serpentine.
Slalom.
Swallow.
Monster hug.
I remember gripping it a little bit harder, ducking, weaving. Gets -2 on its rolls.
Well, yeah, he's got a dwarf.
Make a bluff check.
Hold the wings.
Yeah.
Tear one off.
All right.
I think they were a little bit
Hey,
too high for
don't
me to
judge me.
reach.
I'm not judging. I'm enjoying this, new violent you. Tear the wing off.
We've yet to see. We've yet to see its full manifestation of the violent sunshine.
You have no idea.
You're right, I don't.
I remember that was the name of my favorite band in college.
Violet
Violent
sunshine.
Sunshine.
Violent.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on.
Huh.
Hold, please.
Scribble, scribble, scribble.
I'm sorry, Turby. You have to wait for this butt whooping.
Lenny and the violent sunshine. Okay.
Have to double
No
check
idea is a
here.
bad idea.
No, it was Lenny and the statues.
That's those are rock. That's a rock and roll band.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Kirby
Yeah, this
doesn't
is
know
more
the
like a
difference between any of these.
Kind of grunge.
Yeah,
It's a
definitely.
Oh yeah.
One's drums and the other
grunge
kind of
basement
also
band.
drums. For Turby.
It's a priory band. It's like a garage band.
Oh, stone, stone, stone.
All right.
remember
So
feeling
he
really
cannot
anxious.
use anything with a move action trait while he's being held with you, but that doesn't mean he can't bite you. That's what I thought. All right.
You look tasty.
Good luck.
You do it, Tasty.
Combat snuggles.
I
All
promise you
right.
he's not.
Struggle
So
cuddles.
that
Struggle cuddles.
did not go as he planned at
I mean-
all.
Did you break a tooth?
You break it to Let's not convince Turby he's also stoned. Please, let's not give him that.
I don't
the
know
electric
if
stone.
you just decided you were on its left when you're on its right or what, but it went to snap at you with those jaws, and instead of biting you, it bites its own left arm.
That's
Oh.
stupid.
I mean, yeah, pretty stupid because it can actually damage itself. Pretty good. All right.
Damn,
Are
I'm
you
not
saying,
sure
are you
what
saying
it's
he's got an adamantium grill?
I mean,
Because we will be
Wow.
extracting those after the fight is
Right.
over
those are fine.
immediately.
All right. The
He bit himself
second
for
thing it tries to do
47.
is just claw at you since you have a hold of it. That's going to be a 22.
It hits.
You made him mad.
Take 13, Turby.
Are we taking?
Where am I taking 13?
On a
Damn.
trip?
I
Vacation?
jumped in my arms.
And the last one he completely misses as he tries to claw you again, but
As he carries
Can't
13
quite
to the
get-
sunset.
I carry 13.
I mean, 13 is behind him, distracting him. He's trying to bite at you. Can't get anything done. All right. Sunshine.
I'm moving within 30.
Of the gargoyle.
Yes.
All right. That should put you within 30.
And then casting Forced Mercy. Make a will save.
What is your spell DC?
A channeling?
Never mind. I'm highly sure that it's higher than that.
18.
Yeah. He fails.
Okay. All damage that he does is now non-lethal.
Yes.
Wow.
That's an evil trick.
And if he does persistent bleed damage,
Okay.
no go.
All right.
Yes.
He does not have persistent damage, so that'll work. All right.
Was it a
so
critical?
Everything he. Sorry.
Did he critically fail?
He
Or
did
was-
not.
Okay.
He got a 13.
So he is affected for 3 rounds.
Very nice.
All
I
right.
like it,
For
I
the
like
next
it.
3 rounds, if you take damage from him, it is non-lethal. Is that your only action?
Move.
Gotcha.
Forced Mercy.
Perfect. Lenny,
See?
you do have your animated assault, which was sitting right about right about over here.
I think you need to throw a buddy out of buddy.
Well, yeah. Gonna beat a motherfucker with parts of another motherfucker.
Okay, so you sending parts into and through the door.
I'm sending bits, yes.
All right.
Mm.
He looks like he's lonely. He misses his friends. That's why he's so angry.
But he's getting a hug.
Well, that's fine.
He's kidding.
Hey, you can't have too many friends.
You taught us this.
This is your fault.
Said,
You
Kirby,
are right.
go hug them. Don't fight them.
That
All
would
right.
be a
It is
reflex.
a basic reflex to each creature in the area. If you move that in there, you are going to get, and you can move it further into the room and only get Turby, the creature, and 13 if you want. But you can't avoid Turby, and you can't avoid at least 13 unless you bring it out, and then you're going to hit Barnabas and Sibrel. It is an
It's-
area,
it-
10-foot burst.
Yeah. Unfortunately, everything I do is a 10-foot burst.
Make it rain.
So,
Send it.
Where are you going to center it?
Apparently,
you want
you're
to
channeling your inner
try to
Callie.
only hit the few or the many, or what would you like
I'm
to
going
do?
to try to hit as little of my friends as possible.
Well, that would be putting it through the door, I believe, because otherwise you're going to hit. Yeah, you can get it through the door and only hit 13 in Turby. Otherwise, you'd be hitting.
10-foot burst.
Yeah.
Didn't you like
That's-
cast it like above him to hit him
He
in the
could put
face?
it. He could put it
below
just
him?
south of that other door. That's to the left of that,
And only hit Turby.
and only hit Turby and the monster.
I
There you
prefer. Yeah.
No,
All right.
Knowing
Let's-
13
yeah.
was just
Yeah.
recently.
Let's say
down. That was my concern.
There you go.
Remember, I was really low.
I wasn't going to
think I
say
went under
anything.
the blast.
No, I was thinking about it, but I didn't see that option.
All right, give me a basic reflex, Turby.
Reflex.
What is your spell DC?
20.
20?
Yeah. No problem.
Yeah. 24.
Boom!
All right.
Like a champ.
Well, as you move, it seems to move. You guys are dancing in your little hug there.
Hey,
I learned that from
because,
several.
I dance.
It,
I told
it
you he
got
was
a
hanging out with you too
27
much.
reflex.
We're a dancing troupe.
Oh.
Where's the
Oh
music?
no.
So, well
I'm
then.
not in the truth.
Half
That- that
damage.
He's like, I want nothing to do with that.
What's your damage?
My damage? Sorry. And with that being
Oh, here we go.
I know.
All right, there's no way Turby can forget the
Things are a
bard.
little
He's
rocky.
getting hit by him.
I know.
Hold please, let me recheck.
Your 2d10?
It is actually sustained as 3.
Ah,
It adds 1.
well, there you
So I'm
go.
glad you missed that one.
He said, "Bring it."
17.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, so half that, 9.
I'm done. We'll put that up when we need it. I haven't done any of that yet, so.
All right. After Lenny, Turby.
Are you still sustaining your fast healing,
Can I sustain that?
or is it just on me?
That's just on you.
It's
Okay.
on you in the last X number of rounds.
Yeah, I believe 3.
3
One-
rounds.
3. Okay.
I remember taking this big heathen to the ground, tripping, sweeping this dude to the ground. So
no, it's one
my
round, so
friends
that's
can
actually
get
up.
some good hits on him. So
Gonna trip him.
yeah,
Okay.
maybe.
Oh no, sorry, read wrong. 4 rounds. Sustained okay.
What do we get? He's still flat-footed, right? So
So you get he's just easier for you to hit.
okay.
Easier.
So do I get the +1 though?
You get a +1 from me.
So 14,
And you had a
Plus
+1,
one
I
from
believe,
Barnabas.
from Barnabas.
15.
15?
Don't forget your alchemist.
Don't forget.
Don't forget
the
your
alchemist.
Now I need a sign.
Great. You need.
15 will not.
Well, then, I was really determined. to
Yeah, as
get
long
this
as you're
guy
still
down.
taking the
Don't
action.
cross out Bard.
He
I'll
seems
fix that.
pretty steady on those feet.
We need both of us.
I'll fix that. I haven't done anything yet. Right now, you're the one shining.
2.
You're doing beautifully, sir. Continue.
Well, he's stone though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so 24.
24. Well, you might have gotten
She
him
says,
there.
"Well, now."
You might have gotten him on that
And
one.
I remember
Yeah,
I was taking him like into the
All right.
building.
That will take him down.
Sweet.
Wait.
All right. You were doing this, or what are you, suplexing?
No, because I was like kind of in the spear, so I'm like kind of dropping the
Kinda
shoulder,
dropping
kind of
the
tackling
shoulder,
him
taking you guys-
into the building.
All right.
Yep.
Dropping him
Maybe
down to the
You
ground.
had to
Just
go up a
missed
little
13.
bit for the center of
Right.
center
Put
mass.
Kirby on top of him.
Sweet.
All right.
Yeah, and then I smacked him in the face with my hammer. Well, hold on. If he's, do I have to maintain the grapple?
No.
No.
Right. Okay.
So now he's
tripped.
down.
He's-
Yeah.
No, once you grab them until the
Boom,
end of
boom,
your
down.
next turn.
Right.
And unless you
Tripped
decide to
him.
try to grab them again.
All right. So yeah, the final thing I did was try to smack him with the hammer.
All right.
That.
Nat 20.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yes, you
That's
beautiful,
it.
beautiful creature.
So, let's see. With
Oh my
that,
god, it's a steel hammer.
Oh my god.
is that double or is that
Yep, double damage.
Yes.
essentially everything you would roll for damage times 2 or multiple
Two
dice,
dice.
whichever way you want to do it.
8.
I like it.
Do I get the strength?
Add all of your
modifier?
damage together and take whatever
So
it is
six-
and multiply it.
16.
16.
I don't do a lot of damage with the hammer, but
It's okay.
Still,
I'm very
pretty good.
So he seems, you cracked him open.
Ooh.
He's been chipped, parts of him are chipped off. You know, you smacked him in the face with a hammer, you teeth coming out. But it does seem to still be moving and growling at you. You're pretty sure if it was bleeding, it'd be bleeding all over the place. But it doesn't seem to bleed.
can't wait for my next turn.
So that would take us to top of the order. Several.
I will, since the doorway is now clear, I will slide into the room there, clearing the door in case someone else wants to get in.
Okay.
But
I think we're all good out here.
well, I don't want to be in the way in case Barnabas wants to throw something. So,
Okay.
but I want to be adjacent to the door in case this thing tries to get out of the door.
Okay.
Does that make sense to you?
I got you.
Okay, great. I'm going to take my short sword and I'm going to essentially right where Turby is chipping away. I'm coming down and just going to add insult to injury.
Okay.
That's a 31.
That would be a crit.
I remember my hammer came through and then just followed by a sword. I was like, what just happened?
That is 21 points of damage.
Yeah.
That will do it. End it.
So Turby is smashing this thing with his hammer, and as he was just saying, he withdrew his hammer as he was coming back to hit him again, and I just come right overhead with my short sword and right in the same indent that Turby made, and just shoved the sword through him, and he let out this god awful screech that just sounds like what if you were rubbing your fingernails on a chalkboard.
Oh, yeah.
And the thing kind of just crumbled into dust onto the floor.
That it did. So you go from standing on this gargoyle to dust under
Laying in a soft pile of dust.
I wiped the dust on my face.
a lot of sand.
Hey, good job.
No, you good job.
Sure, now got war paint.
Yep.
Always.
It just looks like
Dust.
dust.
It's his blood.
So I'm not sure if there's anything else for us to fight. So I remember that I quickly just kind of turned base in the room and just took real estate of what's in the room, what can I see, and then for in that action I used detect magic.
Okay. There's definitely a magical glow around, and that did not. There didn't seem to be any more danger at the moment, and however, you do feel another rumble through the ground at this point. The detect magic that you were doing, you feel it falter and then just shut off, which
Does it?
as if somebody had dispelled you.
Does it like? Oh, okay. I've never had that happen before. That's interesting.
That's new.
So I kind of just have this. So you've obviously everyone has seen me do that. My eyes kind of flashed like a Xerox machine. I don't even know what that is, but I've told that's what it is.
We are
But,
definitely out of combat mode.
So eyes kind of flashed like a Xerox machine, and then I instantly am kind of like perplexed. I don't.
Low toner.
Yeah. Need to call the manufacturer.
How does he know that?
What does that even mean?
So the rumble in the ground, the correlation here, the rumble in the ground, and then my detect magic ability shut off like someone had. I felt like someone canceled my ability to do the spell. I tried to do it again.
It works.
Sustained like it normally is.
Mm-hmm.
So it worked fine now, but I'm assuming that there's some kind of interference either in this building or it's coming from the earthquake that's happening.
There was,
Or maybe this gargoyle thing has a magical interference going on with it. I don't know. But it was weird.
I don't think it was the gargoyle.
There was a platform at the back of the room. Almost looks like maybe that's where the gargoyle was sitting. It's a little dusty. You can see where it had stepped off, how long it had been sitting in the back corner of the room. There's a couple other stone pieces in here, but it's things like gravestones and,
Gotcha.
you know,
The guys I threw in there.
maybe a little mushroom that would sit in somebody's front yard. But this seems to be almost like a storage, and that thing was sitting in the back corner. Anybody who's been in District 4, have any of you been in District 4 or Sector 4 before?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Maybe.
That's
Not
because this
You
one
want
because I've only
to
been
roll
here
a
for a day.
society for
Not
me
I,
there,
embark.
13.
You need to get out more.
I need
11?
to get in more.
11. You've not been there per se, but you do know that they do have stonework, they have statues, they have all kinds of things like that throughout
Okay.
Sector 4. You've never heard about them being animated.
Is there anything within about 30 feet or so that I'd be able to pick out? Something that would have any distinguishing smells to it, kind of a thing? I remember there was people upstairs, so I'm also trying to...
Well, there was people that were running out of the building, yes, when you guys came in.
Okay.
They were running away from these statues.
I wouldn't mind trying to find my way upstairs.
Okay.
Are any of the people that were running hurt? Because Sunshine would be helping them.
Yes,
Well,
you would.
Sunshine looks to help those people, but they seem to have run away from all this. This was
Right along with the
Yeah,
town
you
They
look
guard.
kept
for-
I
going.
remember being like, "You're looking for somebody to help. I'm right here."
Turby does have some claw marks
I
on him.
was just in a fight with a gargoyle.
I always have
Pretty
your
much
back.
single-handedly killed it.
That's true.
That is true. You
Well, I
did
think
well.
you double-handedly killed it.
Double-handedly.
Yeah.
It might have been a sword. I don't know where that thing came
Yeah,
from, but
Don't you have one?
well, I got a little sword. It's like
I mean,
it's probably me. Yeah, you're right.
It was just a really long nail.
Hugged it to death is what I did.
Kill it with kindness.
That's right.
Hugged it to dust.
Hugged it to dust.
I remember that 13 and I kind of like systematically started to clear the building.
Okay. 13 had started upstairs. Once
Yep.
you get upstairs, 13, something you do notice is also you're going to find upstairs, you'll find a platform in the far back right corner, obviously where another statue would have sat. And once more, nobody's really dusting these very well. You do see the dust that had been kind of scraped as the statue took its first steps.
I think somebody needs to take
So.
care of their stuff.
But upstairs, there's how much more? There's a few tables where people were eating. Their food's just kind of left there. It doesn't look like anything along the lines of what Barnabas or Harrietta or Sunshine could make. But
I didn't cook it too.
I mean, if it's there and it's going to go to waste, I'll make sure that I pick up something.
okay,
Just to make sure, like, I'll finish focusing on clearing out the room, but, it's here.
it's here. You might as well grab it, huh?
Right.
All right. So you find, moving on through, you will find the stairs that lead you down to where everybody else is. And while you are looking around upstairs, several of you are looking around downstairs.
Yep.
You have the pile of dust and that Turby's standing on/in.
Yep.
And there's
Yeah, we're kind of in the way.
as I said, there's other stonework in here, almost as if this room was specifically a storage.
Okay. Is there any other notable things about the building or any of the other rooms that we're in here?
Give me a perception.
15.
15. All right. There's not much that you're noticing down here. You find your way over through another doorway that goes into more of the building, and you find the stairwell that 13 would be coming down. There's some barrels underneath those stairs. but nothing seems to be going on with those. They're just stores.
As he walks by, I just
Turkey leg in my mouth in both hands.
just kind of laugh to myself, and then
Turby's jealous.
the rest of the downstairs looks clear.
Oh, good. You can hold that in your teeth while I sew this for you.
Treat wounds.
Yes.
All right.
And I
About
can
10
do
minutes.
2 targets because ward medic.
Okay. Who else are you having come over there and stitch up? Lenny?
Or 13 if
Or
he's
13?
not.
I mean, we both had the turkey
Well, I
legs.
can also do.
I mean, he
That
did
one
just
too.
hand him a turkey leg, so
Might
Yeah.
have
So
done this right
and
at
he
the
looks
same
like
13 and Turby first.
The
Okay.
turkey legs.
I only got a 12.
Well,
That's
that is going to be, let's see here.
I can aid.
You crit fail a treat wound.
You sure can. And it does damage.
22.
That's my.
So you get a +1. Or +2. +1.
It's not a critical failure.
That's fine.
It's a critical failure that does damage.
That's true. You can hurt people.
All right, but
I
remember,
can just not help.
we also had turkey legs at this moment. So,
Is anybody else hungry?
this
I will take it and I'll hand
Get
it
a
to Barnabas.
poultry bonus?
This helped. Yeah, right. It helped. It
Well,
helped me feel great.
unfortunately, even with the help of 13, that's not going to quite get it. So,
What about that poultry bonus?
You know what?
they're moving too
I'll just
much,
do this.
maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, I was too focused on
okay,
eating.
Okay, stop moving. Except for several.
Well, unfortunately, you can't help them again for a little while before it'll be a little while before you can attempt to treat wounds on them again.
But I can cast stop.
You can.
I will
But
make
not
my
with several
make my
within 30
hiatus
feet.
30 feet away from sunshine.
All right. Everybody gather close.
Everyone.
Everybody? All right.
I'll join the
Yes,
dance troupe.
everyone.
We're now inside the room.
Yes. Please.
All right. How much are they getting?
Details. Uh, 9.
Hey,
All right.
Very nice.
very nice.
Before he hit me.
As
That
the
is
I remember
not
as
dark
the
in this room.
I remember as the light like burst out of the room, like you turned the light on in a dark room, like light just kind of burst out of the room. I just kind of feel, even though I'm not in the radius, I just feel like the residual magic as it's escaping, just like singeing up my back. It's not doing anything, but it's like, ugh.
So positive.
You do know that used to feel pretty good.
Cannot confirm.
While she's messing around with her heel,
If I knew, you were pretty close to a healer before. So. But we'll get to that another time.
We don't talk about those
Go ahead,
things.
13.
I'm going to go through and do an appraisal. Just see if there's anything to
Okay.
take note of in here.
Give me a perception.
Don't forget, it's not dark anymore. Because sunshine is in the room.
12.
Oh,
12. All right.
I forgot about that.
While 13 was looking around, I would have asked the group if anyone was still injured.
I've seen better days.
Well, you complained about these last time, so
Yeah, I mean,
We'll
if they're
let-
those. I definitely didn't want one.
I will
They were,
You don't want
no,
that.
they were not good.
go ahead and take one of these.
Licorice if you
In
have
fact,
some.
I remember at this point I walked away from Barnabas and I took some dust and put it back on the altar where that dude was
Oh,
standing.
you're
You can try
playing in
one
the
of
dust
mine.
of the gargoyle?
Well, I take mine and I put him back. Some of
Oh,
just
okay.
a little.
I put him back.
Give me a
Right.
perception.
Okay, I don't know what that means. Drink that,
Oh,
and it does that.
12.
Well,
It's the-
considering you're
it's the-
playing
it's
in the
first
dust,
one.
You find a couple gems in there.
Sweet.
Of course he does.
Yes, I did.
Recycling.
Even got recycled the glass for me.
Those are my gems. I don't remember telling anybody.
Let's go.
So you
That's-
drink your potion over
I do.
there?
It's for you.
I do full heal.
I mean, according to Turby, they taste horrible.
Well,
Well, they didn't taste
Kirby
horrible.
has-
They just didn't do anything.
Well, thanks to your feedback, I think today I made a better batch. So would you like my second
Yeah,
one?
With you and your culinary arts.
Well, you did help.
Sure. I
I despite your
remember
smart
if
mouth.
Lenny liked it, and he felt it did something, I would try one.
All right. So yeah, I'll pop another vial off and toss it to you.
Right. Not eat it. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't eat it.
Well, this is that slow
1 point of
release
glass
capsule.
damage.
Wow.
It's like a.
it's a slow release.
Slow release capsule.
No, take it. What am I rolling? What was it?
D6.
Well, it's better this time. It's a solid 4.
There you go.
All right.
You did this one better.
Tasty.
Feedback was followed.
Right.
I'll keep taking note of that recipe.
Mark that one down.
Spoonful of sugar.
Makes that medicine go right down.
I give you the.
Thank you, sir. I
Wow.
appreciate that.
The rumble of the ground kind of breaks the better air and the mood.
Does it, when it does that, I can't remember, does it feel like if it was coming from a direction? Like, is it like a wave going across the ground, or is it just all of a sudden the ground is shaking?
Give me a perception.
Me too.
That would
Turby,
be
you can have your stone bonus.
Yeah.
21.
Ooh.
21.
Yep.
Any chance I can get in on that?
Sure.
Okay, 25.
26.
So almost as if he's just trying to outdo you over there.
It's that stone
It was the
bonus.
stone bonus.
Did anyone else want to in on that? Or
I knew that thing would come in handy.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know how we're doing this one.
I only got a 10, so
This makes good music.
I'm distracted. It's perception.
Up there.
Mhm.
19.
okay. All right. So I have a under 20. You had 21 or 20.
I have a 21.
You have a 21 and a 25 and a 26.
Correct.
All right. So the 21, you were particularly trying to see if it came from a direction. It definitely did. It seems to emanate from the southeast and roll.
Okay.
It seems to roll going the opposite. So it seems to roll out northwest.
Well, I have no idea which direction is southeast, but I go
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of look in the direction that I feel like it's coming from based on my observations. And I kind of just point like, it's coming from that way.
You two definitely feel that as well. You notice that it's been coming from the southeast.
Duh.
It's more east than south, but it's definitely rolling from another direction, and it's rolling through.
I kind of went up and adjusted his hand, pointed it
A little more
right,
east.
That way.
Okay.
just right there on the wrist. That way.
But yeah, that especially that last one, you feel it. It's almost as if you feel it rumble through, not just right there.
Do we want to go check? Do we want to go check that out?
Recall knowledge. Any major locations or points of interest in that direction?
I mean, Voth-Teril is to the southeast, and then all the nations south of Voth-Teril.
I mean, there's no major places in particular that I can think of that kind of are off in that direction. So it's hard to say how close it is. It's worth trying to look into it, I think.
I mean, I know that we're shopping for. Oh, sorry. we're trying to get a mage, but I'm seeing that that's probably going to become more difficult than we thought it was going to be. And I mean, I don't know about you, but growing up, I never dealt with the ground shaking like this. And seeing as the damage it did to the building we were walking by a few moments ago, I can't imagine that it's good in any capacity.
I remember the tremors being more frequent as well. And if that's the case and you're implying there's an epicenter and something is increasing in the intensity and the frequency, yeah, we should check it out.
All right. Do we want to head out now, or do you want to get a good night's rest and head out in the morning?
You all started to hear something off in the distance as well. Not a rumble this time, but especially sunshine being attuned to people that are in duress. It's the sound of a child crying.
Oh no.
Or Turby.
What?
Kirby's not crying.
I was not crying. You're crying.
Perception, which way is it?
The way you guys were headed.
Okay.
Tally ho.
After you.
I'm
going.
going to lead.
Okay. It definitely gets louder as you get closer. What you do find is that a shop that actually everything had shook so hard this last time when the building cracked. Seems that the sign above the shop fell. There's a child crying in front of the store, just probably about 6, 7 years old. Human.
Straight to her. Then,
Little boy.
little boy. Straight to her. Are you okay? Can I help?
Mom is behind the store sign.
I'm going to start going inside.
That's okay. We can get him out.
Just a lot of crying.
Can you move the sign?
As soon as you're close enough, this child just grabs hold of you and holds on.
Obviously.
Yeah.
So,
Nope.
the store sign's rather large. It took up the entire front end of the store. And it's thick wood and it has fallen down. And
Actually.
it's covering about 3/4 of the doorway.
Is there a door still on the hinges of the door?
The building seems to be kind of crumbly itself. It's cracked. The door is off kilter. You don't hear any sounds inside.
Can I acrobatics to get in?
What were you asking, Simba?
I was just asking if the door was still on its hinges, because if the sign is leaning on the door, you could use the door as leverage to try to throw the sign off if we all got and pulled the door.
The door pushes in, and it's off kilter. It's only open about a hand span. So trying to acrobatics in, you would have to squeeze, and you'd have to squeeze quite a bit because you've got only a small portion of the door.
I'll take my blade and wedge it in down by the bottom of the door, and I'll pull it to provide him the space to wedge himself in.
Okay. In order to get to the bottom of the door, you would have to move the sign.
Okay, whatever the lowest point I can get my sword in to provide the anchor point for me to pull the door open so he could get inside.
Try to climb up and over.
Yeah.
Seek first. Maybe I can sniff something out inside of there. Or get a general idea of where they
You
might
can definitely smell dust and blood.
be. Okay.
Remember, I was trying to see where the sign was holding from. If I could hold myself up there and then kick the sign out, is that possible? I
Well,
didn't remember.
so you've got the whole sign leaning down like this,
Right.
door here.
Right.
So you can only see the very top of the door. If you went up the sign, you might be able to unhitch it. Maybe you guys could push it that way.
No. That's what I would do.
Okay.
I'm down for whatever.
So scurry up,
You're gonna scurry up.
unhitch it. What would that take?
I trust a dwarf in
I
his.
would say crafting.
Unhitching abilities.
Crafting.
Yeah.
12.
Well, we can't quite figure out how to get it done.
I beat it with my hammer.
Oh, you're gonna beat on it. Okay. You're gonna try to break it.
Progressive maintenance.
Yep. I mean, yeah. If at first you don't succeed,
Hit it with the hammer.
Hit it with a
try
hammer.
again with the hammer.
While he's hammering on that, was that when you wanted to try to squeeze in?
Yeah.
If he's hitting something, I'm not putting my blade in the door to. I'm
Okay.
not.
No.
Nope.
I'll still go in.
Okay.
I was comforting the child over farther away from the door.
20.
Good. Maybe you guys hollered at me and was like, no, don't do that. And then
Oh no, I didn't holler at you.
yeah, that's what I figured. But I wish you guys would have.
That's okay. You got a good idea. I'll let you continue.
I
You know
remember
what to do
at this
with the
point,
hammer?
Cyril was mad because I adjusted his direction.
No,
Got it.
Civil's not bad.
Several's not bad.
How
Cyril
dare
just
you
getting out of
touch
the way.
me, Kirby?
I have to wash this hand again.
Right.
All right. That's gonna take you. It'll take you a little bit. You're trying to squeeze in. You're trying to wiggle yourself through, pressing the door in, and all that. While he's trying to squeeze through the top of the door, what are the rest of you doing? Now, Sunshine was comforting a child.
We step back. These nice men are going to help and find your mom. They're going to move the sign. You know, see if they're big and strong. And
Is this
We're gonna take care of
is
it.
this building attached to other buildings, or is it an isolated building by itself?
On one side, it's attached somewhat. I mean, they're so close together, they
Right.
might as well be. On
Right.
the other side, there's a good 5-foot alley.
Cool. There are windows.
You're going around the side
Mhm.
seeking. Okay. Go ahead and roll perception. What have you got? Are you was Barnabas?
So Barnabas remembers, concern for this child, but seeing how Sunshine is
I don't know how you can miss a window though.
taking care of him, and he seems to be in good hands. I kind of get a far off look in my eye for just a second, and I shake my head, and I follow after Circle.
Okay.
11.
11. All right. You definitely find a window. It's kind of dark in there. It looks like there's some kind of piece of wood sideways across the inside that's about 3 feet wide, blocking most of your view.
Okay. Windows look blocked as well. Seems like a fire hazard.
It's only one window, but yeah.
And I just come back out at the front.
When he said fire hazard, I started breathing heavily, and not in that way, like panicking a little bit.
Okay.
Did the hammer work?
Give me some damage.
No, it's not actually helping.
7?
7. I mean, you're beating on it, and you're denting the stuff, but not breaking through where it was hanging.
Can I'm trying to remember if I were close enough to the wall of the building and able to lean my back against the wall and push the top of the sign out.
You can give it a push.
Sweet.
Let me hear what you did with it.
What would that be? Athletics?
Mm-hmm.
23? Hey, you guys should move just in case I do this really well.
What?
Not a problem.
Is this, guys?
As it lurches forward, falls back, crushes 13.
All right.
smashes
Well,
them in half.
luckily, you were working on all this while Sivril and Barnabas are around the corner. And did
I
you
stepped-
You had
yes.
stepped back with the child. Lenny, where were you?
I'm watching him.
Yes.
You're watching
Yeah,
Kirby.
it was.
Yeah.
So as you're kind of precariously perched partially on this sign as it's here and across the whole thing. And Turby's climbed up here onto the edge of it, and you've got this door here, and you're squeezing into this small little crack. You've gotten, at this point, you've probably gotten about the top half of yourself through. And you feel the sign go out from under your feet over there. So the whole sign just kind of goes, but it doesn't let go of the building at this end, so only this part pushes forward. So now it's laying all sideways and on the ground, but now
Less
you have.
blocky.
Thanks for all your help,
So you
Lenny.
kind of slide down
Less blocky,
to about
more
the
blocky.
doorknob area, and it helps you squeeze a little bit. It makes it a little easier, actually, to now that you can get your feet on the ground and push, and you're not having to try to squeeze between the sign and the door and into the door. But it's still taking a minute to get in there. The door doesn't seem to want to budge more than a couple inches at a time, or an inch at a time as you're trying to squeeze in it.
Suck it in.
Yeah.
Staying skinny.
I remember thinking maybe Barnaby should burn the door down.
So
Oh, yeah,
you
that's a
guys,
great
you
idea.
guys pretty much came
I
around the
was
corner to
thinking that. I
the
just wanted to
sign, the
remind
end
you
of the
guys.
sign flopping out of the way of the door, and you got
13.
13 still trying to wiggle his way through the door, the crack of the door.
How much of this is
The
in
door
the
does
door?
press in, but it doesn't seem to want to budge with his wiggling.
So he's not actually inside. He's just
No, it'll take him about a minute to try to squeeze his whole body through there.
Are you going to try to push him through?
Well, no, I'm not sure there's too much I can do from my end other than, blow the door. That seems like a bad idea.
So I remember I came back around the edge of the building, and I just see 13's legs like sticking out of the top of the door, like kind of doing one of these. And
It's more like I'm swimming.
I walked over, and if I push you, will you fall on something and hurt yourself?
I'll do a quick assessment of what's going on inside.
Okay.
14.
Okay. 14. There's shelving that has fallen, blocking the door. There's a large, big curio cabinet type thing that's pressing against the door, and that's what seems to be keeping it from. If you fall, you're pretty sure that if he gave you a push or if they shoved the door, you'd be able to avoid any glass or spiky bits of wood
If
normally.
I could use a quarterstaff and then get that in here and then push me.
I don't have one of those.
Yeah.
Turby, your hammer maybe?
I don't remember hearing. Did I hear him say push him? I think that's what I remember hearing.
Did I hear a push?
I rolled down as I've now made the sign like this. I roll down into not necessarily trebuchet, but I'm just rolling and push your feet right in.
Alrighty.
Gonna give him a push.
Give him a good push with that assistance of the steep hill that I'm coming down. for
Rolling
5 feet.
acrobatics.
Of course. Yeah. 22.
Okay.
Yeah.
You definitely squeeze in a little bit further.
All right.
Huh.
Try to push you in.
I can't remember.
Are you-
Was the
is that
roofing
good?
intact? Was the roof intact?
No, this building seems to be kind of trying to crumble.
Does anybody want to go up there and try from the top?
And 13's about halfway in.
I will walk up to the front. What's the building made of? What was the building made of? Stone?
Yeah, it's stone, wood.
I will walk up to the front of the building, and I will climb straight up the face of the building.
Okay.
You didn't have to do that.
Athletics?
I have a 15-foot climb speed.
Gotcha. Never mind.
I remember. That was really weird.
That is.
Is there anything he can't do?
So creepy. When I saw that, I was like, oh.
I remember before he started climbing up the wall, I kind of shakily. You said there's a risk of fire. Do you smell something flammable?
I don't know if there's something flammable, but there's wood blocking all the windows, and it looks like there's wood blocking the door. And that all the exits seem to be blocked by things that are, I'm assuming, wood. Sounds like a fire hazard to me.
Being fixated on fire, I'll try to suss out if there's any smells or odors of any chemicals or other flammables that may be a problem here.
Okay.
You want craft alchemy or just perception?
Perception.
24.
Oh,
24.
good roll.
Unfortunately for your fixation and your mental state at that moment, you do smell something that could possibly be flammable. As 13 is honing in on other things. You smell perfumes, a lot of which are quite flammable.
I visibly kind of start shaking. Just be careful going in there. Don't use anything with flame. And then if I have to take like a shaken condition or something,
Okay.
that's fine by me.
Very well.
Push him harder, you said?
Sure.
That's not what I said.
Let's be honest, I had no idea. Like, I thought you wanted to go in.
I mean,
You were
as
there.
you look at the other side, if Turby could push you that hard, he might be able to push the door, and that would help you quite a bit. Up on top of the roof, you find that a lot of the tiling, the clay tiling, has slid off.
Yep.
There's definitely a crack in the building. Give me just roll for me. Tell me what you roll.
14.
14. Kind of look at that crack. You look over toward the building where you guys had the fight. It's in line.
Okay.
And, the little chimney is crumpled and fallen off the back of the building. So there's definitely a hole back there where the chimney was.
I'm more interested in turning around and following the crack
Okay.
and looking as like how far this crack goes through the city.
Okay. You see it into the next building, but you can't really get a good view of the building.
Does it look like that building is as damaged as this building, or?
That building looks a little sturdier.
Okay. And then I'll just make my way over to the hole where the chimney was, and I'm just going to literally like lean my head into the hole and see what I can see.
All right. So with that little conversation of what you guys were having, and with your thought process of the door, you could possibly push the door, it would help you. What's going on with Turby and 13?
I didn't mention anything about the door to him.
All right.
Yeah, I just had his feet and I pushed.
Still
harder.
trying to help him by pushing,
Right.
all right?
I'll just, kind of plank up and give him something more rigid to
Be
actually
skinnier.
It just takes a while to squeeze through something like that. It just takes you a minute. All right.
I think I probably leveraged, like I used my foot against the door while I pushed on his feet.
Okay. All right. So by the time you're looking into the chimney hole, you just see a lot of soot and dirt. You have dark vision? You did, didn't you?
I do.
Okay. You do see, ash at the bottom, and that's about it. Where there would have been
How wide is the
fire a
hole?
long
Is it
time ago.
It's like a 5 foot wide.
Not quite, but I mean it's small enough that somebody could probably drop down through it.
I'll drop down in there.
Okay. About the time that your feet hit the ash is about the time that you're popping out the other side. Go ahead and give me a acrobatics. Let's just make sure that you don't drop on any
25.
glass or anything. Easily, you are able to get out of that. That smell of blood still is there. It's kind of in the air. So, you are to your feet. You hear and you look over and you see several feet in the fireplace. It only comes up to about a little above his knee, so he's gonna have to squat down and then squeeze out of there.
We'll save some kneecaps.
I remember I kind of scrunched myself down and probably had to sit down and scoot out because I'm pretty tall.
Pretty
so
much.
I sat down and kind of scooted myself into the building.
All right.
And I didn't want to move from just the entranceway I just stood in the building and then stood straight up and then just stopped moving.
Okay.
I was following my nose, exploring.
All right. Give me another perception.
25.
25. Now that you're in here and you're able to really take a look, you find two sources of scent. And now that you're in here, that pungent smell of perfumes, that's what was in the cabinet right in front of the door. All of them seem to have just broken open. It's a mixture of smells. But with that, you're able to still push past that scent and over to where a large shelving unit has fallen in front of the window and has pinned a woman against another shelf that didn't seem to fall. She seems unconscious. She is bleeding. The other source of it is where there's a desk that seems to have collapsed and it has trapped someone from the waist down, another woman. But she is also unconscious and bleeding.
I'll check the person that's on with several in there, I'll try to describe the situation if he's not able to see, and give like a point of reference of like, hey, there's somebody here that needs treated, and there's somebody over by the window that needs treated. I'm going to go look at the person on the window first, and if we can move the shelf off of her, then I could use some help moving that. But I want to make sure that I look at her first before doing that.
Okay, so roll, give me a perception, see what you saw first.
That'd be 21.
21. Okay, you took in the person under the desk and kind of caught your attention for a little longer than it should have.
Okay.
But once 13 started talking, you were able to kind of snap out of it and notice the woman over on the wall as well.
Okay. I walk over to the thing that's blocking the door.
Mm-hmm.
You said everything in it is already broken.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to try to grab the thing that's blocking the door, which is not the thing that's pinned on the woman, correct?
Right.
And I'm going to pull it down off of the door so we have an avenue to, when we start to extract the people from the building, we can get them out.
No. Leave that alone for the moment. We don't know what the integrity of the rest of the building is.
It literally is fallen down to the ground and it was pressing against the door. It is completely tipped over. And the top of it was pressing against the door.
All right, so I go over to where he is.
Anything. It's not holding anything on the building at all.
Oh, okay.
It's just holding the door shut.
Okay.
All right. What do you want me to do?
So you don't move the cabinet?
Nope.
Treat medicine. Can we move this off of her?
Did you treat her?
That's what I was working on.
You said
It
not to
takes
move it
about
until
10
you treat
minutes
her.
to treat. So
Should be longer. It'd be longer than that if you don't have feeds. The feeds reduce it from an hour to 10 minutes.
Does it? That's how long you're immune to it after
Yeah.
you do it.
There's a
let's see. I will look in one moment. So
I remember just being really worried.
Oh,
Do you need my assistance?
you guys can
Always.
hear Turby outside.
I'm not doing treat wounds. I'm doing administer first aid.
Okay. You're administering first aid.
2 actions.
All right.
I got the hammer ready to start.
All right. So
I got my hands full.
you're going
I got
to stabilize
child
then?
And
Yeah, and it's really just to make sure that we can move them, like move the shelf off of them. I'm not the cleric, but I want to get this person to the cleric.
What have you got?
12.
Okay. That, I mean, you've done what you know you can. You're not sure what else you can do.
Perfect. So yeah, let's go ahead and get the shelf off of her.
Athletics 27.
Okay.
I aid.
All right.
I just picked the shelf up
Oh, yeah.
and just into the back side of the store.
All right. You've got the lady. There's still a
Athletics,
cabinet in front of the
I will
door.
drag the chest of drawers or the curio cabinet
Okay.
away from the 22.
All right. Turby, when you were yelling at him, were you beating on the door? Were you just standing at the crack, putting your mouth to it? What were you
yeah.
doing?
Do you need my assistance? And then like I haven't heard anything, so I got the hammer ready. And then when I heard the crash inside, I started beating at the door to break our way in because I thought they.
Okay. So you move the cabinet away, and the second swing, you hit that door, and it just flings open. Ooh.
I should have done that all along.
Okay. 13 comes out with a woman in his arms.
I walk out right behind him.
Okay.
I had moved to Barnabas, and at that point, I hand the child to him.
Okay.
Here you go. And walk towards the unconscious woman. Sorry.
Get a
There's another one inside under a desk.
panicky look in my eye. I kneel
gotta
down
get
next
down.
to the child.
Okay.
Everything's going to be okay. Right?
Hey,
Yeah, everything will be okay.
Are you squatted down to him, or are you
Yeah,
just
I'm on
standing?
one knee and I'm just,
You get on one knee and you try to tell him everything's be okay.
just, trying to make eye contact. Just, everything's going to be all right.
Keep his attention.
He kind of looks at you. He can see that you're in distress, panic, and he just
It's okay. We're going to
start falling, standing there, falling, just
Good job,
crying
Barnabas.
right there in front of your face.
just don't cry. It will be okay. We'll be okay. Come on.
What were the races of the
This was a human child.
and the people inside?
The lady was a human, and the other one seemed human as well.
Okay.
You run over to which one first? You going inside or to the one he carried out?
The one that he carried out. I
Okay.
don't know what's in there.
There's a lady behind a desk inside.
Are you going for a stabilize, or are you going for immediate?
Am I within 30 feet of both of them?
You can be.
Well,
Okay.
as soon
I've
as
cast stabilize.
Cyril came out and he said there was another one in there and he already had his hands full, I would have went in and
Okay.
tried to grab the other one when he said
Okay.
behind the desk.
I
So-
cast stabilize.
So yeah, I wouldn't be too
Okay,
far
you
behind.
cast stabilize. Stabilize everything within 30 feet.
Yes. Brings them
Okay.
to 0 hit points, and they do not become conscious. They're unconscious. They're just at 0. They're not dying
There you go.
anymore.
All right. So you run in and you see a woman trapped partially under a desk.
I mean, partially under the desk. Yeah, I would have.
You hear something about Corel Levain behind you, and the woman partially under the desk starts breathing normally, like she's just sleeping.
Toss her up.
Gotta move the desk.
But yeah, that just requires like one hand to like
Oh, okay.
get her out. Toss her up.
That's fine.
It's a
I'll
little
give you that.
desk. It's like a child's desk, I think.
Okay.
That's what I remember.
I'm going to try to treat... I tried to treat wounds on her, because
Okay.
kind of saving that last heal spell, just in case somebody gets hurt. Yeah.
Maybe the deaths were bigger than I
Because it's
remember.
special.
You know.
It's a special spell, and I gotta
I-
save it just in case.
I
These guys, I can.
understand. I mean,
All right, what do you have on your treat list?
My dice hate me, and that was 12.
All right. Doesn't
Seems to
Consistent.
work.
can't quite get everything all patched up to your satisfaction. You might want to get them somewhere else. You guys have in sight, you can see Jillian's Magic Emporium. You're about 3 stores down from it. And as she's trying to treat wound on this woman, and again, it takes about 10 minutes. She's got both of them there because she can do both at the same time. But it just seems there's too much going on, and Sunshine can't quite focus.
right.
And it's at that point you feel that rumble once more, but this one has a different feel to it. You've got a child crying, you've got these people hurt, and there's not just a rumble, there's almost a press underneath you. And you hear that cracking again. So I need some reflex from all of you.
Rolls well. Shut the fuck up.
What do we have?
20.
That works.
21.
21,
14.
14,
26.
26.
29.
You are
20.
occupied with the child, so.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm on one
I'm a
knee too.
squirrely little dwarf. I don't know what you want.
You're close to the ground.
Right.
The child
low center
seems
of
to be more steady than Barnabas, even when you have to reach down and catch yourself.
Low center of gravity.
The crack that runs through the building. You guys are all out in front of this building. Some of you, I'm just going to look at the tables how they are. It seemed to be that's kind of how you were standing. You 3 were kind of on this side of the crack toward Jillian's Magic Emporium. And you 3 are on this side, more away from Jillian's Emporium. And you 3 feel that lift as that rumble comes through. But it's continuing. The entirety of that crack doesn't just split. The whole thing starts moving up on the side that you guys are on. What do you do?
Back away from the chasm that's forming.
Are you going toward your friends where the earth is lifted? You are on the part. Here's where Sunshine and Lenny and Barnabas are. You guys are on this hand. This is going like this and lifting up. So you're backing this way?
Yep.
Okay. What are you 2 doing? It's only moved up about a foot.
I remember I would have ran to them. I can't leave Lenny
I'll catch him.
and Sunshine over there.
It's only a
Travis
foot. I
wants
guess
to.
a foot's really not.
Barnabas
Yeah, it's
provided
only
me
a
with
I'll
awesome
catch him.
elixirs. So, it's
I mean,
so
it's almost
great.
as if the whole thing just
He
lifted
also
up.
feeds me. So, yeah, I would go. They just fight.
So you just kind of hopped off that little
Yep.
foot over to their side.
I'd like to sense motive on that.
What did you do, Cyril?
I remember that my natural instinct was to jump across the chasm, but I think in the moment when I saw 13 take steps away from the opening of the chasm, I think I realized that he was going to be over here by himself, and so I was going to stay with him. So I just naturally kind of turned and kept my eye on him, and kind of that, like, if you're going to run and jump, then I'll run and jump. If you're going to stay, I'm going to stay. So I'm kind of like constantly looking back and forth, looking at him, just kind of judging by what he's doing.
In
Yeah.
less than 6 seconds, with that momentary pause and being able to do step back and step over, the entire thing shifts up another 10 feet.
Wee buddy.
The entire thing shifting this way. So where you stepped back, now you are on an incline.
Oh.
Back. And you can't even see your friends. All you guys see is this entire thing shift up. And that is where we're going to pause and go to break.
Wow.
The ground
really?
is still rumbling.
That's rude.
I needing a moment. All right. So we left off on a cliffhanger.
Badoo shot.
I see what you did there.
That's rude.
Slightly.
10 feet up, and you're feeling the ground tilt behind you quite a bit. You can see, you kind of reel back, kind of look, you see it's almost an entire city block worth of tilt. There's this acrid smell. It's just this pungent, nasty smell that hits everybody as the tunnels underneath Dromathan for the sewage have cracked open. All right. I would say let's go to initiative rounds, but we're really not an initiative, but we are moving at the speed of initiative. In less than 6 seconds, this has risen up and tilted 10 feet. So, those of you on the ground did not get wiped. Those of you on the side that didn't rise up didn't get a chance to do something. So, as that cracked, you see Turby jump over. You see those two kind of take a step back, and then they go out of sight. What are the two of you doing? The three of you.
I remember when the quake hit and the ground started shifting, I was trying to comfort the child, and I kind of like fell, braced myself on one hand. And I kind of came back up to one knee, and I said, Sunshine, you take care of him. But I can help the ladies. I'll help the ladies.
Okay.
And I'll kind of start grabbing my healing tools and switch places if she wants to.
Okay,
No,
so
go
you're
ahead.
pulling out your
Not
healing
doing
tools
so well.
during this rumbling.
I'll join Barnabas. Oh, well, I guess.
Maybe we should move them away from the crack or the fissure that is happening here.
Crack kills friends.
That's a good idea.
Lenny, what did you do?
Well, I'm going to join Barnabas and help him heal.
Okay, so you're moving.
Yeah, we'll
pretty
kind of
much
drag
moving
them
over.
underneath
You guys are
their
moving
arms.
over to the ladies.
There's two of them.
All right, did you guys get to the ladies? And did you head over to the child?
Mhm.
Okay. All right. That's one for everybody. The second thing everybody's doing, we'll start with you two up there.
I don't know where Barnabas is from, but I think we just witnessed an epic pickup line. Sunshine, you take the kid. I'll take the
I'll
ladies.
take the ladies.
It's an awkward time.
Barnabas has been hanging out with me a little too much.
Uh-huh.
I'll be surprised if. Anyways.
Yep.
I'm going to sprint. I don't exactly know what I'm going to be running into on the other side, so I'm not going to just straight jump. I'm going to kind of curve the edge,
Okay.
and then if there's room, run along the edge and jump, or just jump. I'll gauge it when I get up there.
Okay. Well, you guys weren't too far from it, and you'd only taken a step back, so.
I will place my hand on his back as we're running, and as he goes to jump over the edge, I'll just let his momentum go over the edge, and I'll grab his back and turn, and I'll claw the piece of ground and slide down it. I have catfall plus my natural climb speed.
Okay. All right, Turby, you, it was only about a foot when you took your jump.
Right.
And you can definitely still feel that rumbling. What did you do?
I mean, obviously I rolled because, I'm dramatic. And I roll and I'm like, they're right behind me.
Not you.
Get away from... What are we doing over here by the crack? Back up. And I try to push the ladies back
Okay.
from Barnabas.
All right, so you're gonna help him. You're gonna help him move them.
Yes.
Because they are still unconscious.
Right.
Okay.
Right, but I can kind of carry...
Is that
Okay.
CPR? Dwarf CPR?
That's what that is.
Okay. All right. So,
Somebody's jealous.
what's happening with the ground as you guys are taking your jump? It does continue to move up. It gets about another 10 feet, 15 feet. The smells definitely gotten pretty bad as you're clawing down. You can see stuff pouring out from the side over there, from where the tunnel is cracked open. It's there, but the whole thing is now stopped tilting so much as it's raising.
That's the vile smell.
By the time you claw down to the edge, you said you were going to gauge it when you got there. You do feel his hand on your back. It does tilt a little bit, so you guys can get a little further, but then, he can start falling. Are you leaping?
If it was still 10 feet, I would.
Okay.
20 feet, it's a little bit more nerve-wracking.
Okay. Well, when you get to the bottom of the piece that was lifting, then, yeah, you can do the 10 feet.
Perfect.
You guys essentially both drop the 10 feet to the edge of where it was. Give me acrobatics, you two.
That's on the side.
30.
Oh, yeah.
14.
You teeter a bit, but you do have a hold of 13.
I
You
sure
feel
do.
several kind of jerk you, but with that 30, you just kind of hit the ground moving and are able to use the force of that to pull him forward. So you keep him from that edge.
Now we're dancing.
There definitely is an edge there now, as there is a hole forming, and you're seeing underneath that city block. And you guys are getting these women away from this edge.
I don't.
the
Get
child.
away.
I don't remember
I have the child. Don't worry.
when we were, when I was done almost falling. But when I turned around, is there? Does this look like the Earth is the Earth pressing this thing into the air, or is it just look like the someone just scooped out the city and it's now just free floating in the sky?
Well, give me a moment. You had just landed. I hadn't gotten a chance to look yet. What did Lenny do?
Bullshit.
What did Lenny do?
Pass through.
Okay, you were casting. Is that a 2 action or a 1? All right, so you're beginning to cast as you go. You are going to have to kind of concentrate on that. So you're definitely having to make sure that you don't drop that spell, as the ground is still rumbling quite a bit, especially with Earth moving in front of you guys.
Okay.
So, go ahead and roll.
11.
Okay. It's not too hard. You're working on it. You just got to keep focusing. It's going to take you both your actions to cast it anyway, so we'll get back to that. You take that moment to look back. There's nothing pushing it up. The whole thing seems to have split. You've got the crack that formed, and it's just, this whole section has just started tilting, almost as if a heavy weight were on the other side. But once it's hit a certain tilt, it looks like it's lifting.
I remember in that moment that I was going to use Detect Magic.
Okay. So, as the third action comes up, and Sivral's eyes do the glint, and I don't know, what was your reaction to feeling like a searing needle went into the back of your eyes from the amount of magic you have hit it?
I remember this is the first time I've experienced that. I remember instinctively I just put both of my hands over my eyes and I let out this like groan or grunt, as if you'd just taken like a gut punch from from Turby or something, and I've just kind of put both my hands over my eyes and I just kind of fell down to my knee and made this horrible sound, and I'm just kind of like shaking my head.
Okay. All right. So What did you do when you hit the ground running?
I'll look to see what he's looking at, but my primary focus is making sure that we're away from the edge, that we're not going to go down into it.
Okay, so you look, you see him drop to his knees. He's right there at the edge. You're going to pull several back.
Yep.
Okay. All right. You don't even register it. It was literally like somebody took pokers and jabbed them into your eyes because everything just kind of went white.
I'm probably on. If I remember right, I was on the verge of being almost unconscious, like the overwhelming just sensory explosion.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember him grabbing me. I don't remember him pulling me away from the edge. I probably don't even remember realistically much of what happened in the future.
Well, we had a nice flourish beforehand, and then after that, just
right.
Who knows?
After that, whew. All right, Turby, you pretty much joined them, helping move the ladies back. Lenny is working on Soothe, and I take it you two, you're working on calming the child down. He seems pretty steady on his feet through the rumble, but and now that you're there, he's definitely stopped crying. He's grabbed a hold of your hand, and if you're not moving away from the rising earth, he is. He's tugging
I am.
you.
No, we're going.
You definitely move faster than he does. And
She's not dragging
Barnabas,
child.
I take it you're just following along beside Turby, trying to heal
carry
these
him.
ladies.
Yeah, just kind of dragging them. With their weight combined with my weight, I'm sure that I would be overburdened with. So I'm hardly making any progress, just struggling to drag them back.
Okay. All right. You guys can easily get back and out of the way at this point. Now that you're away from the edge and everybody was moving back, there are pieces of the building because, as I said, the crack went through the building that you pulled the two ladies out of. Pieces of the building, a cabinet dropping out of it. You know, they're just falling off the edge of it. The building itself crumbling and falling, and then there's other buildings. There's pieces of the stonework of the actual walkways and the road. And as you watch that third action, it tilted. It was up about 20 feet. The entirety of almost a city block lifts into the air about 10 feet. And over the next 12 seconds, it goes up another 60, 70 feet. Tilted
That's
at
definitely
a
new.
pretty steep grade. But once it hits about 70 feet, things aren't sliding off of it anymore. And it's just hanging there, about 70 feet in the air. A big hole in the ground underneath. Sewage spilling into the hole from where it was connected. You see one little small, tiny ooze about the size of a softball kind of slip out and into the dirt. Several of you, as the rumbling did stop and it came to rest up there, what were you all doing?
I remember after helping carry these women for Barnabas, I set them down. And I also remember hearing several sound like I hit him, and I didn't hit him. So I ran back there, and then I noticed his face wasn't right. I slapped him. Wake up! What's wrong with you?
Wow. And that felt better than what was in your eyeballs.
That's true. But it's still in my eyeballs.
That's all Turby knows how to help. Sunshine.
Preset. Nope, that didn't work.
You know that feeling when you stare at the sun or a light too long and you get that ring or that
After
blur
image.
of the after image of the shadow of a white light pulsing in your vision? Yeah, you've got that everywhere, all over it.
Yep. I'm still
but-
not quite unconscious, but I'm still just like incoherent on
Yeah,
the
it's-
ground, and I'm just like holding my head. If you,
It felt too good.
I remember in the moment, it's like a light echo in my head. So if you think of what sound does in a cavernous area, it's what the light is like doing in the inside of my head. It's just like the light and the amount of residual magic energy that I was looking at just is trying to escape from every place it can escape from out of my head.
I mean, to you guys, he looks fine. You slapped him and he just doesn't respond other than keep clutching his own eyes.
Don't hit him again.
I mean, I guess he's blind. I can't.
Barnabas, you were
Let's
were you
just
going
stand him up
to
and walk him away.
were you going to be doing a first aid or treat wounds, or were you giving these ladies a potion, or
Unfortunately, I'm all out of my elixirs of life for the day. So yeah, I would be using my healer's tools to treat wounds. Although I don't know if I have the time to do that, given our current,
well,
given what our current situation.
the rumble has stopped.
Okay, if everything's calmed down, then yeah, I'll start seeing to their wounds.
Well, I mean, you can definitely
take two
hear
of these and call
people
Barnabas in the
around
morning.
coming out of shops or stepping out now that the rumbling has stopped, and their mixture of reactions to the floating chunk of ground and city in the sky.
Right, right. Given the state that I was in at the time, I try to just focus my mind on one single task at hand and kind of try to block out the chaos around me and recenter my thoughts into this medicine check. And I
Okay.
guess
Are you going to work on the woman that came out first or second?
the first one?
Okay.
Who's the cutest? No,
Wow.
Wow.
so, okay.
No.
I thought your name was Barnabas,
No, we
not
got
Lenny.
They've
You've been hanging out with Lenny a little
They
too
do
much.
say that troops start to take on the attributes of their leaders.
I mean, technically the second one was better looking.
No, he said
the first one is
I
fine.
say he said the first one. No,
Can
second
I
one's
can
fine.
I do a quick assessment to see who's hurt the worst?
Now you're trying to sound like the anti-Lenny.
Me? Yeah, I'll let you do that. Go ahead and roll medicine.
21.
21. Okay. They're both in pretty close to the same condition. But with that 21, you can definitely tell the first one that came out has got to be related to that kid. I'll give you that.
I'll focus on them then.
I get
Okay.
this thing already.
So here we go. It's
I mean, there's
21.
nothing
Single
wrong.
mom.
21 for the treatment.
Lenny kids,
21.
really? No.
All right.
She put that.
No.
Go ahead and
Lenny,
No.
kids, Lenny kids.
No.
10.
how do you know Lenny doesn't have kids?
Oh, I'm sure he does. I'm just not taking care of any of them.
That doesn't sound like it could come back to bite him in the ass, does it?
Oh, I'm sure it does at some point.
Barnabas. and
Barnabas, how
love
much
potion
did you
number
get?
9.
So
I love potions.
Oh, from
I can research that.
I know you can.
So I do. I
Wait,
heal
how
her for
much I can
10.
do number?
Okay.
And as I'm working, because it takes some time.
Yes.
Is the child with Sunshine still close by?
Yes.
I look over to him and I say, "What is your name?"
Billy.
Billy. She's going to be fine. Everything's going to be all right. You'll
You
see.
feel him squeeze your hand when he was telling you that.
And my confidence has seemed to return.
Very much so. Good job.
I
You
like it.
definitely feel your confidence is definitely boosted as you know you're definitely helping this woman much more than what Sunshine tried to do earlier. You're taking off some of the bandaging that she had put on and going, what did she put this on?
This is completely incorrect.
What was she thinking?
Oh, she's a
It's
cleric.
not hurting the woman, but it's
Not
it's
really.
not helping
definitely
anything
incompetent work. I mean, it's not something you've seen her
Down
do
there
before.
for- Let's get this out of here.
Silence, you silence.
But yeah, you
Stop screaming.
as you're working,
Wow.
he'll even come over and hold his mother's hand.
Silence, yeah.
He keeps a hold of Sunshine's hand,
Yeah.
but he comes over and holds his mother's hand as well. So, Lenny, you were working on the other lady.
Yes.
Okay.
And in my defense, I do need to roll the actual casting. I'm used to the attacking thing, the healing thing, not so much. What I rolled was actually the healing that I did. I didn't roll the casting of the healing.
Okay.
So, give me a second. That's actually not much. Actually, it is 17.
You have to roll the casting of
I don't know.
Really, Lenny? All right. What were you doing? Soothe? You said?
Yeah. I didn't think so, but
Yeah, as long as she's not resisting you.
It's a willing
He's
creature.
unconscious.
Oh, yeah, that's
Diet unalive.
Yeah.
What was it?
Diet alive.
Diet alive.
Roll a d10.
okay.
And
So
add
that's the
4.
11 was that. Yeah, that's what I thought. So I did right the first time. I don't do a whole lot of this.
Hey,
How much did you give her back?
11.
11. All right.
confidence.
She
You know what you're
definitely
doing.
regains consciousness and oh my gosh. Looks down at her legs, feels her legs, and goes, everything hurts. Oh, you're
It will. It's going to.
It's gonna hurt for a little bit. Just don't move. You got your friend, maybe, or we just
My
in
friend.
this? Okay, never mind.
Oh no, my shop.
Oh,
What happened?
It's not looking good.
that's gone.
It's gone.
Half of it.
He's so comforting.
Half of it? What do you mean half of it?
She's gonna notice anyway.
She looks, I don't want to blow a microphone, but she screams. Very high pitch. And scrambles to her feet and is running toward her shop.
Oh no.
Doesn't
That
hurt
is
that
now
bad.
torn in half.
Hey, she's alive.
She's
Lenny, what'd you
definitely
do to that woman?
Apparently, her shop was important.
It's in the sky.
Well,
Half of it.
she is now.
I remember the scream of this lady. That triggered my fight or flight sense, and I remember I immediately jumped to my feet and drew my sword and charged toward the lady.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh shit.
But as I approached the lady, like I remember, I'm like charging at her with my sword, but I get to the point where I'm like, "This, what is happening?" And I kind of find myself really
Looking at a crater
confused.
in the ground.
Huh?
Looking at a crater in the ground.
Yeah, I'm incredibly confused. I don't even know what happened. I don't remember how the hell we even got here.
Welcome back, Sybil.
And I
Maybe.
kind of sheath my weapon because everyone's staring at me.
You good, buddy?
I was continuing after the lady. I recall I wanted to make sure that I had a moment to talk with her before all of this kind of settled down.
As a woman I'm treating regained consciousness, I kind of cradle her head and help her into a sitting position. And I say, Billy's here. You're okay.
Oh, she starts crying, holds her son. Oh, thank you so much.
And who are you with inside the shop?
I don't think anyone except for the shop owner. Oh, just the shop owner. I think. Oh, is she okay?
You don't know her?
I mean, I see her every once in a while. Is she all right?
Oh, she's
She
great.
got up.
She's up and running.
Oh my God!
Yep, that's
What is
why she's
that?
running.
No, she's running to look at her shop. She's looking at junk.
You hear Billy go, Mommy, I think our house is up there.
Oh. Oh.
Oh,
I'm
I
sorry.
hope you're wrong, Billy. That was close. Thank you guys so much.
The important
Thank
thing
you.
is that you're okay.
Yes, I have probably been better, but I could see how I could be worse if not for you. Thank you so much. She reaches in her pocket and tries to hand you some coins. Thank you. Here.
Oh, please. It's not necessary. And then I do a thievery to take it.
Perception.
Of course, no. Please.
No?
It's not necessary. Please.
Oh, what can I do for you? Does your friend need help over there?
If you could just calm down the shop owner. If you know her, maybe you can calm her down. She's panicking.
Where is she at? She went back in there.
Oh, is she inside the shop? I guess I didn't notice that part.
Oh, I don't know if I want to go back in there.
That's all right. No, you stay out here.
No,
That's
probably
okay.
Yeah.
Well, you'll be fine. We'll take care of it.
Okay.
I thought she was still out here. My memory was fuzzy at this moment because I
Oh,
was
she
zeroed
definitely
in.
sprinted for her shop and ran through the slammed open door
Oh no. Okay.
and I mean she's in there. She's between crying and cursing and
I'm going to just kind of direct her like, hey, we can't be in here. Stuff's still going on. This is not a safe building to be in. Look,
it's my shop.
there's going to be refugees from all over the city. All right? You're alive.
This is all I have.
We need to focus on that. You are alive. Come on.
For a lot of cussing and kicking at some of the glass, and she lets you guide her back out. What is this?
We don't know yet.
Not quite sure yet. We were working on trying to figure that out.
Where should you go in the event of a situation like this, a refugee station or a possible refugee location? That's what I would
Maybe a
recommend.
temple?
A temple? Is there one here in this sector?
Yeah, I'm sure there is. I don't know. I don't even know what to do.
Hey, I'll give you 20 gold, all right? Go do what you can to try to start gathering people together. We'll make a refugee location if you have to.
This is. I have to figure out what I'm going to do. I have to figure out what I'm going to do. I can't worry about other people right now. She just kind of sits down as far away from the shop as you took her. Sits down right there and stares at it.
Not going to be
Maybe
enough to get you
rebuild?
back on your feet, but it's something.
Okay.
At this point, is Cyril still holding his head and looking like he's in pain?
He had his hand to his brow and was standing there, just kind of looking toward the hole and looking at the ground. And
I'll go over and check on him and ask him what's wrong. I remember putting a hand on his shoulder. Just
When
are
he
you all right?
touches me, I draw my sword
Oh,
and put
oh.
my hand like across his back, and I just instinctively I
hey,
just try to run him through.
Hey.
Roll for initiative.
That's 28.
28 to hit him.
It's totally miss. No, I remember. Yeah, that.
He takes 6.
Oh, what are you doing?
And I just literally like the smell when I pull the blade out, like hits me in the face, and I turn and I look, and is there like an alleyway, like, or is there a dark area or something that's not in the street?
There's all kinds of
I
different areas.
I just jet
away.
down an alley.
Okay.
Well,
My God, what's wrong with him?
at least he can see again.
Clearly,
Sort of.
Kind of.
Still got that
sunshine.
little bit of
I
something.
really wanted to ask him
Yeah.
what caused
I
him
don't know
not to
what's wrong with
see.
him, but
He's not
What?
himself.
yep. he has
Whatever
problems.
it is that.
A little bit more worried about this wound.
You want me to fix it?
No.
It's just a flesh wound.
Yeah, exactly. It is, and it's a bleeding one. At that.
No, I remember poking at it with the hammer.
Oh,
I can fix it.
No.
take 2
What?
more points of damage from that.
Mom always said apply a little pressure.
No pressure. Close that wound right up. Clear.
Yeah.
You want to attempt to?
I can
Treat
try.
By the way, I was this close.
I'll aid.
You
Seem
could
to
do
be
it.
Distracted.
You can do it. Oh, God.
Oh, natural 20.
Hey,
There we go.
There you go.
Plus 1.
Third time's a charm.
She's an expert at short sword wounds.
Yeah.
Right.
Crushing wounds
Hey,
not
as
so
long
much.
as my friends still do the
48.
damage.
48 healing. Look at that.
Roll that. There's sunshine. Apparently, it needs to be your
19.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
I took some of that too.
Even though my flesh is
I think
healed,
technically I can treat 2 people
Like,
at a
oh,
time.
it still hurt too.
Oh,
he
yes,
just,
please.
I think he cut me.
Oh, wow.
Look at this.
Oh, he probably needs it more.
Yeah. Anybody else that was hurt while she's treating him, she can treat a second person at the same time.
Have that 19, brother.
I think it's my feelings that are hurt more than my
That's fun.
flesh now.
Yeah, I don't.
Him.
Why would Sybil stab you?
I just wanted to help him.
I don't know.
I don't know
Barnabas.
what's going on with you guys, but I think Billy and I are going to go to the Temple of Talvain.
Now we're crazy people. Great.
Yeah.
Billy and I need to
Talvain. It's down the road here.
That's a great idea.
Do that.
She goes rushing off with her child in
Wait.
the opposite direction of where Sybil went. Okay.
Which one was that?
So
22.
Talvan is the god of magic.
Probably not going to be anybody there.
Oh shit.
Mm.
The god of magic does still have clerics as well, but
Everybody
it
that
is
seems
what
to be able to
the
do
mages
magic.
seem to venerate. Because
She
Talvan
runs in
is
the
the one
opposite.
that allows you to access magic.
She runs in the opposite direction. What I need to roll to tell if the temple's actually even that direction.
That would just be a general society.
That's not good.
24?
Yeah.
Okay.
The temple is in that direction. Well, it's
She's just
more.
like, wherever
It's
that
more.
guy's
As if she's running away
It's
from
more
you know,
this direction. She went this direction. She's probably gonna curve around. She wants to definitely be away
it's
from.
in the general direction of, but just making sure it's not partly our fault. Yes, because he's stabbing people, but
He's stabbing his friends. It's even worse.
Yeah, Sector 3 has the Temple of Yunko. Sector 4 having the Mage's Lodge. They definitely have a temple to Talvan. So.
Do we want to track down Sybil?
yes.
I don't.
Not particularly.
He needs to get back to being himself before I want to be around him.
Well,
That's-
maybe he's hungry.
That's what I'm afraid of.
Me too, which is why I don't want to follow him.
So it takes 10 minutes for her to treat wounds on those two. I take it Several's hungry.
Yeah.
As soon as you open
Looking
up
for a meal?
farmers and stuff
Yep.
over here.
Yeah. Maybe before.
There's a
huh?
lot of destruction and there's a lot of people disoriented throughout the city.
Um,
And it doesn't take long before your vision finally does clear, but you are definitely hungry.
I will just kind of like I remember I just kind of like relent to the hunger that's inside, and it will take me to whatever the first thing is that I smell that's
Kind
bleeding.
of hard. You didn't give your crystal up. You find it extremely hard to give in to that hunger. You do find somebody laying. Find you can't. You just can't. They do have a loaf of bread sitting there. You haven't tried eating food, but maybe you could do something because you'd rather steal their bread than what your brain is telling you to do.
Yeah.
I remember I picked up this loaf of bread and I kind of just held it in my hand and I took the crystal off my neck. And I remember I was holding this bread and this crystal in my hand and I just remember that I knew that if I had thrown that crystal at that time, that I would have never come back. And so I clutched the crystal in my hand and I started to eat whatever this bread was.
We decided that he is hungry, yes? He's going to feed.
That's what you
As
guys
a
were
group,
doing.
okay.
Sunshine
Kirby.
suggested.
Which way did he run?
I was already, when 13 was like, hey, we're going to go after him? And
Well,
I was already on the tracks.
Okay. Well,
So
you guys,
We're going after him.
we need to.
Okay.
If
let's
he's
go.
doing what I think he's doing, he didn't leave me his crystal.
What does that
Right,
mean?
go ahead.
I'm not sure, but every time he runs off, he throws it to me.
Right. I mean, I rolled a 19 on my. Do you want me
Track
to
civil.
Whatever it
Track
is.
civil.
I'm sure he's not out there hiding. He's just
Yeah.
off in a mad dash. So
I reluctantly pack up my
It's-
medicine tools and stand up to follow.
I know we don't necessarily want to witness whatever, but I feel like I need to.
hmm
He doesn't just run off with that crystal to feed. He gives it to me every time.
Is there some connection to the crystal in his?
There has to be. I've never asked.
I think in the moment that I'm eating, I think I'm squeezing this crystal so hard that if my diet alive flesh actually bleeds, I think my hand is probably bleeding.
All right. This needs to go to several alone. Turby. Let me hear what you got on your survival.
19.
19. All right. You definitely know you went this way. You guys take off. You get into the alley. You start looking around. You're finding his tracks. And by the time that you actually pick up the tracks and you start heading, Harvest has his tools. Or you said you're reluctantly following.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
probably the last, keeping an eye on the last person in the group just to make sure that, I probably have lost sight of Turby at this point, and it was just following behind whoever was lagging at the end.
You guys do move quite a ways. He seemed to have sprinted at his speed and got pretty far. Luckily, there's a lot of dust and things that have moved around or stuff to be disturbed right now that you are able to follow through a city even.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes you guys a little bit, but you finally come to an alley. Turby in the lead as you're tracking. Who's right behind him? You two are right behind him. All right, perception check. Everybody, but you three will be the first to see.
22.
27.
13. I see 13. 14.
11.
11.
I was so
you get?
focused.
22.
22.
Where's,
All right.
where's Several?
So,
Hound dog.
14, you're looking for him. You almost run into his back as you keep going up. What you... 13 and Lenny see is you see a prone figure on the ground. And you see several crouched over them. Crouched beside them. Seems to be kind of leaning forward, his back to you.
Do I
You
hear
come
them?
right up behind. No, do you?
I am oblivious. I have no clue.
There are certain things that
Yep.
you just can't hear. There are certain things going on in your own mind
Yep.
that you're fighting and working through that, no.
Okay.
You can hear this man's heartbeat in front of you. That seems to be the only thing that you can really focus on right now.
I continue eating.
Okay. With a 27, you can hear the sounds of chewing as you're coming closer. What do you do? Again, Turby, you almost run right into it.
I'll happily hold your shoulder.
Oh, there he is. With his back to you, all it looks like is this man is prone on the ground. What are you guys doing?
I don't know that I want to.
You don't go, I will.
I am. I just
You hesitated big time, huh?
I know what he's doing, but
Definitely looks
it's
like
several. I'll take the chance.
it. Okay. So what did you do?
I'm going to walk up. Do I see where his crystal might be?
You don't even see a glint or a glow.
Okay. Then I remember putting my hand on his shoulder, trying to pull him away from the guy.
I mean, you're crouched down. You didn't even know anybody was coming. So he puts a hand on your shoulder and gives a pull back. Did you drop back onto your butt?
Yes,
I'm pretty dexterous, so I probably just I'm probably squatted down, and when he pulls my shoulder back, I probably instinctively with my right foot kind of step my foot back to keep my own balance. But he probably gets a hard shoulder in the gut because I don't know who the hell this is. Someone's grabbing me.
So now that you're right there at his shoulder,
And I remember he gets the gut, and then I spin around, and I see that it's him, and I hand him this 3/4 eaten loaf of bread, and I go, I don't even like rye, and I hand it to him.
So
Is there like pumpernickel anywhere, or can I get some like Italian bread? Like this is.
you
Oh,
expected to see blood on his face, maybe, or something. You see breadcrumbs in Cyril's beard.
this is my father would.
What? What is this?
That's
Bread.
That's
Well, I'm glad it's bread.
that's
I'm,
dark.
I-
That's
I-
dark rye.
Yes, I see that.
I grabbed it.
You grabbed bread.
Right. I just want to say that while you guys were talking. And then go ahead.
You just ran off.
Well, yeah, I was hungry.
I know what happens when you're hungry. Why are you eating
Do
bread?
you?
Maybe. You like to be in private.
I do. This guy's not telling anything.
13
And
MEA.
bread? You're ashamed of bread?
Who said I was ashamed of anything?
21.
Wow.
This man looks like he's just laying there, passed out drunk. There doesn't seem to be any marks on him.
God, what in the hell hit me? Like,
That was me. This bread, I don't know why you're complaining. It's pretty good. I finished the last crumb of it.
you hit me?
Well, to snap you out of, you were like, "Boo." And I was like, I don't know what's happening. That's exactly how it happened.
I mean, the last thing I remember was jumping off the ledge with you,
Okay.
and then me eating this bread, and then you grabbing my shoulder.
And that's all. You don't. That's it.
I mean,
Okay. No,
it feels like someone put my head in a
it's
like
you might
a.
want to apologize to Barnabas.
Yeah, you don't remember this? And I point to the hole in my shirt.
You ran him through.
I thought it was a really good
You
dance.
weren't,
I was only trying to help.
I don't.
you weren't yourself.
Is that
At
why
all.
you give me your crystal?
I'm gonna check the guy.
You find his 3/4 finished booze bottle.
We've all just
30.
watched you lose your mind. If that has anything to do with the crystal, I need to know.
I'm gonna move him over to the side of the wall.
Go lean him up on the log.
I've seen you hungry before, but I've never seen you take it with you.
The crystal and the hunger thing. I can't feed. I can't eat like I'm supposed to while I have my crystal.
Well, and that's what I was worried about that was going on here. I didn't know.
Thus, I'm eating.
I thought you were eating a guard.
That's not how it works.
I kind of like kind of cloister him in because this is a conversation you don't really have out in the public street.
I whispered loudly.
I would
Loudly.
rather have been. Okay?
What you do what you need to do. I just need you to
I-
be safe,
Can't.
and that's why I need to know if that has anything to do with the crystal.
What?
Whatever it is that you need to do.
Eating directly has to do with the crystal.
Well, then
But the crystal has nothing to do with what happened to Barnabas. I
so
feel
that,
terrible.
Why?
I don't remember.
You weren't
I don't
hearing
remember
any of
that.
that. He slapped you.
Only because there's big floating thing and like, you were staring at it for a really long time.
And you were
Give me
unfazed by
roll.
it entirely. What?
We'll see.
Oh, shit.
20?
20. Oh. It definitely started to come back to you. You know what you did.
Okay, so all right. The big chunk in the sky.
Uh-huh.
So it's being held in place by residual magic that's flooding from the ground. You probably can't see it,
I definitely can't see.
but I have latent abilities to track latent magical energy, and I'm assuming that with the amount of latent magical energy that's supporting a giant floating city block in the sky, that it pretty well almost incapacitated me. And I think it scrambled
Everything?
I think it had more of an interaction between my crystal and what's inside me than
So you were magic drunk.
I think I was
No.
deprived of my humanity.
Oh, well. I think he'd agree.
Yeah, as he's arguing his case, I stepped over to Turby and nudged him. And I
Is this the first time
I
that's
take out. Yeah, I smell it first. And
I mean,
look at it like,
I've stared at latent magical energy since I was little, and I've never had this happen. I'm now, to be fair, I've never seen that amount of latent magical energy.
Mm-hmm.
So I note to self, I would probably suggest that we don't look at that. If you ever get that ability to figure out, I probably wouldn't do that.
Got it.
Barnabas, I apologize.
But you're good now.
Yeah, I just don't like rye bread.
No, nobody likes rye bread. It's fine. He'll eat anything.
It's accurate.
when he apologizes, I'm still from the burn in my throat from this hooch. I hand it back to Turby. I suppose for now, all is forgiven.
Really, Turby?
Finish it. You say there's some incredibly powerful magical energy that's ripping the city apart. I think
And
we need
apparently
to.
trying to rip him apart from the inside.
Oh, that's a good point. I think we'll need to figure out what that is.
That's probably related to why all the mages are missing.
It's a good point. Yeah, this time correlation may just be causation. Right.
You nailed it, buddy.
Just science? Yes. If you can assure me that this won't happen again, then I'm happy to continue to figure out what's happening to your city.
I will be very cautious and apprehensive to use my abilities to detect the magic around me, if that is the direct cause of what scrambled my insides. I don't want to put any of you at harm.
We'd appreciate it.
I do
At least
appreciate
until
that.
we figure out what it is that made that happen.
Yeah, we may need to have some sort of fail-safes in place or protections in place in case it does happen again, because you won't know what energy you're looking at until you look at it.
That's true.
You're right. You're right. You should all probably take measures to make sure that you're safe around me.
Not without you, just with you, around you.
I understand.
We'll figure it out. We'll get through it.
Next time I'll check on him.
Well, the next time you might be the one with the blade in your
That's
guts.
That's definitely not okay.
It'll be fine.
If anybody's going to do it, it's going to be me. He gave his life I was the last person who saw him. I owe him that much.
Easy fix. If he ever seems like that again, just give him the struggle cuddle. And then we'll check on him.
I could give you a
He
set of
has a point.
manacles.
Well, it won't be me that secures him or restrains him. I think that,
I will take that responsibility. You gave your life for us. I owe you at least that much.
I don't want to start in the business of taking your lives either.
Well,
there
Pretty
may
sure
be
my
ways
middle name is
to
Danger.
snap him out of it if it does happen again. We could always research what's happening to you, and with this affliction, if there's a way to counteract this overwhelming urge that you feel in these moments.
So we're
I don't know that we have the
experimenting.
time for that right now.
I agree with you.
We'll experiment in a moment.
I think experimenting in the moment ended up with a blade in Barnabas's side.
Well, it was just a small.
oh, he's fine. He's just offended you stabbed him.
I was hurt.
What's an extra scar between friends?
Well, I never.
You do owe me a new shirt, though.
You will get a new shirt.
We're not scared of you, Sybil. We're worried.
You should be.
I'm not scared.
We're worried.
I will reach into my bag and grab a couple of 2 coins and hand them to Barnabas and get yourself a new shirt.
I was joking.
I am not.
All right, fine.
All right, fine. Twist my arm.
This was my favorite shirt. I wear it every day.
This is the best shirt ever. Check out mine.
Should we see how much destruction this line has caused
Well,
through the city?
we know it's coming from east, southeast.
Does that go through our sector? Your home?
I think it does.
I think it does as well. We should probably go check that out.
Oh, shit.
There's a lot of people there that we care about.
Exactly. And it's on the way.
Correct me if I'm wrong. And I might be recalling this differently, but 4, you guys are from 3, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
And 3 was west.
West would be closer to the water.
So 4 was west of us.
Okay.
I'm altered around the city as well. I don't remember.
It's huge.
That Dromeri clock, it's not quite the same.
Yeah. All I have is this crude map. I'll pull it out.
Carved-
This is what
Carved in a stone.
that's what he gave me.
Yeah.
Pulls out a whole tablet of.
Tablet of-
Where were you keeping?
Oh, I see.
What?
Yeah, that 3 it looks like a 5. And
How much bulk is that?
Have you had that on you this entire time?
it's not that heavy. Tuck it back.
It's awkwardly bulging.
Lifts his shirt up over it. It's fine.
Plate armor. All right.
The true secret behind Turby's toughness.
Well,
He's just got a stone map under.
Oh, that's why it's very
I'll
confusing.
walk in front.
All right. So you are all heading back towards District 3.
Yeah.
I need that passed to Turby.
Need longer arms.
You get to run a little grabby.
Oh, you
little
moved
shark.
away from me, guys. All right. So
That's,
you all make your way.
elixir of
You
life.
are
Like
making
shark.
your way through District 4. You can definitely see where this last long rumble really caused a bit of an issue. Everybody give me perception.
23.
for something different than what I
20.
gave you.
24.
27.
28, 27,
25.
25.
How am I
I was the
still
lowest
rolling
with
the
20.
lowest out of
It was
everybody?
20.
Oh.
All right, so that's perfect because as you guys walk through, you notice that not only is the one section in the air from Sector 4, but as you guys are walking, you can see in the distance and above the skyline, the building line for the sky, you can see a couple more pieces up. You see one that's quite far up in the air. If you were going to gauge it, those of you that got above a 25, kind of getting the idea of a sector. It's probably 3 sectors away, but it is so far up. It's probably 500-600 feet up in the air. But even then, you can tell the piece is completely upside down.
Well, they're dead.
But there are definitely
falling off of it?
pieces up.
Not anymore.
There's, you see about 5 pieces in the air.
I would share this. Like whisper. To
You
13.
whisper
Yeah, to 13.
to 13. All right.
Well, he's whispering, but does everybody see that?
As soon as you whisper that,
Yeah.
gone.
Huh?
Gone. As soon as you whisper.
Wow, dang it.
Does everybody see the upside floating chunk 3 sectors over?
That's kind of hard to miss.
Several sections of the city are
That
ripped into the sky. Yeah.
one's upside down, though.
That's particularly bad.
Now, as soon as you went to do the whole point out, essentially, action.
Right.
Yeah. Gone. Start describing it in the whisper and trying to point. Gone. I mean, give me a perception. You too. Highly doubt you.
22. Does the description ring any bells?
Also 22.
Maybe a little.
24.
I'll get back to you on that. Start pondering it out as you guys get back to Sector 3. There's
Are they
Any
letting?
floating
Are they?
chunks?
Were they letting travel between the sectors?
They
Still?
are. There's still quite a bit of chaos going on. People are moving to temples to get their injured. This is quite a large earthquake, essentially, that has happened, and people are hurting.
That's
There's
what we're calling it.
chunks in the air. There's a lot going on. And you can see as you guys head into Sector 3, there's a lot of damage here. There's nothing floating in Sector 3.
I mean, bonus?
But if you were to spider out the cracks, spiderweb out the cracks, it's through buildings, it's through the ground, it's through the walkways, it's through the roads.
Before we get into the chaos, this is where I would have shared. And like, it was a lady following us back in the other sector. I tried to let 13 know.
She up and vanished.
She's gone. So I don't know if that has anything to do with this. I don't think there's any way I can track her, but I just want you guys to be aware there was definitely somebody following us.
What did she look like?
Dark hair, dressed in black.
She was in black, with dark hair. Definitely staying in the shadows. So, I don't know.
Relative of yours, 13?
I'm going to try to think back to some of the people that I've met or people that I know.
How-
To try to.
How tall? Could you see?
You definitely, you've seen dark hair, dressed in black. I mean, it's
I do this.
not a lot to go on.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, you can give, unless she was crouching. She was year 4 or 9, you said?
4-8.
4 8.
Call for a dwarf. We call for a dwarf.
Well, for
That's why they call me the mountain thunder dwarf.
she was quite a bit taller than you.
She was definitely taller than me.
So she was probably more like 5'9", 5'10".
Okay.
Very pale.
Is she trying to stay in the shadows?
That's what it looked like, and I figured if I let 13 know, we could either split off and both stay to the shadows, or at least one of us. It didn't happen, so here we are. Sector 3 in the chaos.
Cyril, do you remember in the cave the woman who gave you this gift? Did she have dark hair?
She did. What color were her eyes? Could you see them?
Could I see it? I cannot make out her eyes. Just pale.
Taller than you and dressed in black.
That's it.
Huh?
Was there
Dark hair.
Was there
Dark hair. Dark.
like a goth nightclub close by?
Let me recall knowledge on the sector.
Had you guys stopped walking at the beginning of Sector 3, or were you still heading toward your house?
I don't think we stopped walking at all. I think we just kept moving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We might.
You're still
Looking for
we might
additional
have paused
damage.
for
Yeah.
a second
I mean,
just at the initial
yeah.
shock, but this is our home.
We'll probably rubbernecking as we walk, and
making sure there's nobody to
The only
help.
possible
on the way
consideration would be talking with the guards, asking if they had known anything.
They are, any guards you see are usually busy with somebody. They're helping people get to the temple, or they're moving debris. They all seem to be quite engaged in what they're doing.
I wonder if this hit the house.
Are you taking a moment to go interrupt one of them or any of that?
No.
There doesn't seem to be a lot of them, but then again, you guys that have been here know that a lot of their families are here, their homes. So a lot of the guards that would be out and about are probably checking on their own families.
Yeah.
I made sure that as we were walking, that we passed close enough to the orphanages so I could check on the condition that they're in, because that's literally just filled with children. So I wanted to make sure, even if they wanted to go home, I was going to take like the scenic route to make sure that I got at least a glance at all three of the structures to make sure they were in still good shape.
All right. Are you guys staying together, or?
If they ask, like if I'm taking a left and we should be going right, I'll explain what I'm doing. I think that giving the pardon my pun, but the gravity of the situation,
We should take a walk around the sector
We
and
should
see
probably-
if anybody needs
I'm
help.
We should
sticking
probably-
with, yeah.
check out our surroundings before
Um,
we.
I'm with you.
That's one of those things that hits close to me.
Same.
I feel like I should definitely grab some ale just in case somebody else needs it.
Somebody else.
Yes.
Okay.
You
So
in
do you
about 20
all
minutes.
kind of do that curve instead of the straight path to home?
Yeah.
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 Everybody's following.
Yeah.
When you say somebody else, you mean sober Turby?
Yeah.
That guy?
Hey, Turby is always sober. Trust me.
Well, the first one that comes into view is the tower. And there, despite all the craziness going on, doesn't seem like the tower has a single crack. It is a very basic square building. If any of you have been in there, or have ever been there. It's bunks for the kids upstairs and schooling and things for them to do downstairs in the kitchens and such. And doesn't seem to be any cracks in this building. And they are outside playing in the yard under the supervision of a woman.
Okay. I'm not really looking to have a conversation. I'm just trying to catch window shopping of the damage.
This one's good.
A
This
woman?
one's. Mm-hmm.
Who woman? Is woman familiar?
That would be the lady that runs the tower. Yes.
Oh, I'm just a woman.
I mean, we did have someone following us.
I was like, a woman, yeah. Yep.
It's not the time for that.
Nothing weird going on here. So I mean,
Except
weird
for-
that they're out, just enjoying life and whatever, but I guess it's not bad, so we move on.
She's out there watching over them. She seems very alert to what these children are doing. And she's in, that's the way to describe it, she's in essentially monk's gear. She's got a gi.
Okay.
She has somewhat of a golden touch to her skin. Not like sunshine golden touch to her skin or a sun elf, but more of she reflects light in points on her skin.
She's the one with the silver hair, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But she does look up. She does acknowledge that you are all walking by. She nods.
Not drinks. Waving.
Oh, I was asking.
You were asking for a
You
drink.
want one?
And I think we just keep moving
Yeah.
around.
Keep moving?
Yep.
All right. I think before we come to the other of the orphanages, I think this is a good spot
No.
to pause on your memories.
Already.
We're going to close out there for the evening and give you guys a chance to think about what's happened. It's a lot of crazy going on in Germantown.
I really like her. Like, with the silver hair that goes down as far as it does.
I really hope that those other two aren't just in shambles.
Yeah. Hopefully they held up as well as the tower.
Yeah, I mean, I just really thought monks, have ale, make some of the best. But I guess